Deepak ji, you are the one to control your brains. And if you are having plenty of time to waste, it only means that you are not utilizing your time properly. So start utilizing your time properly. That is the only suggestion I will tell you. Start taking tuitions, go out, earn some money, get into a routine. Good evening, Nirupam. I'm fantastic. Thank you for asking. Sakshi, good evening. I'm fantastic. Thank you for asking. Khushbu, Pavitran, Linganur, hi sir. Good evening. Good evening. Prakriti, good evening. Suman, Abhishek Reddy, Shivani. All right, people. So, good evening, everyone. Once again, welcome to PWLE IAS. Pinky. So, without any further delay, let us look at the topics here. Online piracy, trial courts and death sentences, Jan Vishwas bill, delimitation controversy, river pollution, obesity, rising temperature. Like I keep telling you, this thing keeps popping up every now and then. It's like a constant article that keeps coming out. All right. So, yeah, hello. Good evening, everyone. Rising temperature, water crisis, nationally determined contributions, food wastage, women, uneven consumption, inequality and middle class. Case study, West Bengal, Kerala, Assam, energy, biomass versus LPG. Under AI, we have mythos. Defense, we have submarines. Now, this article, submarines, is nothing new here. Just a few facts and details, which is slightly like maybe from a prelims perspective, it will be slightly important. From science and tech, we have Gaganyaan and fast breeder reactors. These are the topics that we will be seeing today. All right. Okay. So one by one, let us get into the topics here. The online piracy issue is with regard to the movie Jananayakan. It is a movie, or it is officially considered to be the last movie of the actor Vijay, Tamil actor Vijay, who is better known as Dalapati Vijay. Dalapati is a Tamil word which means leader or commander. So this was supposed to be his last movie, and he had planned its release in such a way that the movie will come much before the Tamil Nadu elections. Much before the Tamil Nadu elections, that movie will get released. That movie was supposed to be one of his major campaign vehicle. But unfortunately for him, what happened was that the movie entered into multiple issues, starting with censoring issues, etc., that till date it has not been released. But just few days before the elections were about to happen in Tamil Nadu, somehow a proper full HD version of the movie got released in multiple websites. Obviously, it was a pirated version, but that version which got released, everybody knew that this was from the editor's table, or from the censor board's table, that these high quality copies have been pirated or have been stolen and have been released. So we will just briefly go through what are the rules and regulations associated over here. The film Jananayakan, starring Vijay and directed by H. Vinod, was leaked online in full high-quality format before its theatrical release, which was delayed due to censor certificate issues. Now, censor certificate issues, when you normally hear, you may feel, oh, there is some controversial scene or there is some, controversial dialogue. Nothing like that. It was supposed to be an out-and-out masala potboiler, where it was all about, as usual, the theme was supposed, okay, come on, now I didn't watch the movie, okay. Before you even come to the conclusion, I have not watched the movie, but some movies from the trailer, word go, we know there is some trouble, people are suffering, then one hero will come, hero will save the entire population. I mean, that is generally the theme of Vijay's movies, and he will come and save Tamil Nadu finally. This also, from the trailer, we know it is more or less on those same lines. Plus, it is considered to be a remake of a Telugu movie, a Telugu hit movie. So whatever it is understandable. There is nothing much here. The censor certificate issues were all just created to ensure that the movie doesn't get a release. Because you have to understand here, in southern industries, especially Telugu, Kannada, Tamil industries, there is a lot of hero worship. I'm not telling in Malayalam it is not there. Compared to all these other three, it is relatively a little less. Got the picture here? So, the leak indicates involvement of a person with legitimate access to the film, and 6 individuals have been arrested in connection with the incident. High-quality leaks prior to release are rare compared to common piracy through illegal downloads. So, these high-quality leaks are generally very rare. Because it is not like the olden times where you have a film, like the movie is recorded in a proper physical film and somebody steals the film. No. Now everything is tracked digitally. The digital copies are tracked, and if whoever is like from where was the source, who leaked it, etc., you can trace it out. The Copyright Act 1957 governs infringement of intellectual property, including films, television content, books, and articles. This was a PYQ, by the way. Mains paper. All right. Pan was also happened, correct? Correct. Political movie, correct? This is the Hindu. The Hindu. You saw this picture. Very good. Section 63 and Section 63 of this law prescribe penalties of up to 2 lakh fine and 3 years imprisonment, with repeat offenders liable for the same penalties for each subsequent offence. So that is the maximum punishment. The Cinematograph Act 1952, amended in 2023, allows fines up to 5% of the audited gross budget of a film for pirated related offences. That could be the fine. So Vijay's movies are generally of heavy budget, 150, 200 crore budget. So in that, if you put even 5% of it, that will run into crores together. Judicial assessment may be stricter in this case because the leak occurred before theatrical release, affecting both theatrical revenue and home video rights valuation. That is the other thing that happened, because this movie's pirated edition got leaked out and there was a considerable delay in releasing it in the theater. Most of the OTT platforms as well as channels, they all cancelled their deals with the producer. India has been identified by US authorities as a notorious market for piracy due to weak enforcement responses. It is a very notorious market. Multiple movies, like even before, let us say in US, they have released a movie and they are yet to release it in India. Maybe 1 week. That is how it used to be earlier. That is, in USA, the movie will get released, and after 1 or 2 weeks only, the movie will get released in India. But by the time it gets released in India, its pirated version would have already got circulated in the market. So that is the reason why these days, Hollywood producers also have become very, very aware. So what do? Is they are like, okay, let us release it first in India, then rest of the world, or along with the rest of the world, let us release it even in India also, so that we can damage. We won't have to take the damage of pirated versions. Clear? Film piracy cases are generally not investigated rigorously, and courts have historically focused more on distributors than individual offenders. See, it is not at all surprising. If you really ask, is this such a serious issue to the cops in our country, they will just laugh it off. In fact, many a times it has happened that producers, actors have approached the cops to go and file a case, and they have seen the cop actually sitting there and watching the same movie's pirated version. So when they questioned the cop basically said, you seriously think with my routine, I will be having the time to take my family, go to the theater and watch this? When and where I get time, I will watch it. So now it is available here, I'm watching it. What is the big deal? So piracy obviously is not a big deal in our country. A country where, like I told you from our earlier data, women are raped almost every hour. Not almost. Every 15 to 20 minutes, women are getting raped in the country. Murders are happening. Amongst children are getting abducted. Parents are getting killed. Okay. Husbands are getting murdered. All that is happening. Movie piracy is not going to be among the top priority. Individuals involved in sharing pirated content, including forwarding links, may also face penalties depending on their actions. Now, this is a cardinal rule. If you have watched it by any chance, keep quiet. Don't even tell it to anybody. But if you have watched it and you decided to share it to your best friend, don't worry, you as well as your best friend both are going to face issues. That is obviously if they catch you. Tamil Nadu Police State Cybercrime Wing reported that arrested individuals were distributing the film through cloud storage links. High quality leaks usually occur after films are released on OTT platforms where pirates bypass digital rights management systems to extract near original quality video files. Restricting access to films before release is considered the most effective prevention method, typically limiting availability to encrypted hard drives used by theater projectionists. So, how this thing works is, hard drives are given, which is encrypted. So if at all from a theater also, if you're recording it, there it will be visible from which theater it has got leaked out. It is easy to find out. That way technology has improved. So from theaters, at least they are able to catch it up these days. Okay, which distributor, which area, from which theater, they are able to catch it. But such leaks before the censor, not easy. Studios use watermarking techniques. You know, right, what is watermarking? So let us say you are, now this is something which everybody used to do. Let us say you, there is a paper, a document is there. All right. Now a document is there. Okay, let's not put green color. Document is there and there is content in it. When you normally read it online, you will not see anything. You may not see the telltale signs there. But the moment you take a printout, what happens is, an image appears like this. The moment you take a printout. Why? That is a watermark. That is a watermark. A watermark simply means it's like an invisible symbol, almost barely visible symbol that is hidden on the document. So if you copy it, if you take a printout of it, whatever you do, that mark also will come along with it. So digital watermarks are used by multiple players these days, by anybody, even an Instagram influencer uses that these days so that their content is not stolen. They use watermarks there. Hidden watermarks are used, which is not directly visible. No one is following, correct? कल मेरा नीट है, बहुत अंडर कॉन्फिडेंट है, प्लीज हेल्प मी. Nobody can help you, Souvik. With this pathetic behavior of yours, even God won't help you, don't worry. PW faculties also use watermarks, correct? Yeah, le. This is our watermark right here. Now, watermark is not exactly foolproof, all right? Now, that is one more reason why we are wearing this t-shirt also. Because sometimes what people will do is, ye portion edit kar denge. They will record this class, they will edit it out. But what they won't be able to edit out is this. The symbols written on the dress. Clear? Nice to know that. Karthik Nair. Copyright. It is just that we will get to know that somebody else is using your content. In YouTube and all, that is the biggest headache actually. I know my friends in the initial days who used to take so much of effort. They used to make PPT. They will release things. Finally, they will see what they would have made it for free in YouTube. Some idiots will download that video and they will sell it in a platform. 200 rupees, 300 rupees, they will sell it there. So that is one of the biggest challenge when you do anything on YouTube. If you are a little famous, if you start becoming popular, automatically what will happen? They'll start using your content. I am personally aware of at least 3 or 4 Instagram channels that have used my videos, promoting it as their own videos or as their own channel. Got the point here? So the symbols like this, watermarks like this will actually help in controlling it. The leaked version of Jananayagan contains watermarking, but it is not yet confirmed whether it provides sufficient forensic evidence to identify the source. If negligence is established, initial recipients and early distributors of the leaked film may face the most severe penalties. Once a film is leaked, complete removal from the internet is extremely difficult due to multiple piracy websites frequently changing domains, as well as distribution through private messaging platforms such as Telegram and torrent networks. When that nobody can stop it. Even for that matter, PWs, not just PWs, every online platforms pirated materials are circulated in the Telegram channel. Many Telegram channels, even in my own channel, people have given the advertisements. PW, all courses available now for a small price of 299 only. I have seen such ads. And students have reached out to me, sir, pirated version say padkar agar what is it, will there be any issue? No, that was not the question actually. सर आप एक बार चेक करके बताएंगे in pirated version whether all the videos of PW are there or not. Can you just check and tell me? They are literally asking me to sit and do the checking of that whether all the pirated version are there, and if the quality is good enough, then so that I can go and use it. I need not subscribe to Titan or Pinnacle or Prahar or whatever it is. See, people actually feel, even students feel that they are entitled to everything. And the teachers are supposed to give. Teachers are supposed to give, students are entitled to everything. That is not the case here. That is actually a very misplaced communist idea, I would call it. Misplaced socialist idea. You are actually, then what you are doing is, you are not giving a laborer the price of his hard work. You will not like it if tomorrow you start working and somebody tells you, you know, you work for 12 hours, but I'm only going to pay you for 1 hour, or leave it. I'll just pay, I'm not going to pay you anything. It is as simple as that. Getting the point here? So that is as simple as that. But you are earning in crores, you are earning in lakhs. Whatever, you're not, that is not the point here. You are earning in crores, or you are earning in lakhs, or you are earning in 10,000. That is not at all the point here. Here the point is, somebody has put his hard labor. So for that hard labor, are you ready to be ethical or not? You are ready to be unethical means that is left to you. Anti-piracy firms such as Aplex assist content owners by issuing copyright takedown notices to social media platforms and torrent websites. Courts may issue dynamic injunctions allowing continuous blocking of infringing URLs as they emerge. URLs means the website's link. Courts may also issue John Doe orders in advance to prevent anticipated piracy by enabling action against unidentified offenders before leaks occur. John Doe simply means it is not the name of an individual. John Doe is generally used when you don't know who is that individual's name. What is the individual's name? So that is where John Doe is used. So if I am sure that, okay, some people, XXX number of people may cause trouble, may create further piracy, courts can issue advance orders for stopping such people. Because court also doesn't know who are these people, where are they from, what is their name. Court also doesn't know. So in that case, court may issue John Doe orders in advance to take action. None of the licenses help. Clear? Absolutely, absolutely. Trial courts and death sentence. See, there is a reason when sometimes students reach out to me, they tell me, sir, other faculties are not at all responding, only you are responding. And there is a reason to that. Genuinely, we all want to help. But sometimes the messages that we get, we are like, what the hell? That is the main issue. Sometimes, you know, it is with a sense of audacity that we get queries from. So yesterday or day before yesterday, a guy actually hit on me in Insta. Like literally hitting on. Hitting on means I have a crush on you, this on you, that on you. And I literally had to double check, like, are you a girl or a guy? So he was like, I'm definitely a guy, but I find you very, very dash, 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 dash. So I didn't know what to respond to it, because what are you thinking when you are responding to a message? Genuinely, there is a student on the other side. The student needs some sort of support. That is what you're thinking. But sometimes you get absolute crap also. So what do the faculties do? Then faculties create this barrier. No need of any online engagement. This is enough. Yahan tak hi theek hai. Got the point here? So that is the reason. Everything has a limit. Everything. Online, just because it is online, don't think that you will get away with it. Yeah, absolutely, Dharani. Who knew? Now, that was a very light-headed article. Now, let us take to the next topic, trial courts and death sentence. So, we are all aware of that one incident, the Satankulam police custody torture case, where father and son both were killed. Father and son were killed inside the police station. Pure police brutality, nothing else. Father and son, they have not done anything. Just that It went and hurt the ego of the cops. So to teach them a lesson, father was arrested. Son saw the father getting pulled into the jeep. He panicked. He took his bike and followed the jeep. Jeep reached the police station. Policemen dragged the father out, started thrashing him. Son reached the police station. He ran into the police station telling, "Why are you hitting my father?" Cops were like, "Oh, this is your son. Then you also come here." Started thrashing them. The beating was so severe to the point where both father and son were bleeding through their rectum. That is their backside. Both of them died. The lower court awarded capital punishment to all the cops who were involved in the crime. Got the point here? On April 6th, the Madurai trial court convicted 9 suspended policemen in a CBI case relating to custodial deaths in June 2020 and awarded the death sentence. The sentencing relied on rarest of rare doctrine established in Bachchan Singh versus State of Punjab 1980. So again and again, so I teach, for those of you who don't know, I teach polity in the Titan and the Pinnacle batch. So today also I got a query from one of the student. Sir, you have given so many cases. Should I study all the case examples what you have given? Or is it enough I only study 1, 2 or 3? Let me be very honest with you. The days of simply writing something, that is gone. Articles you have to remember in polity. Judgments you have to remember. Especially landmark judgments which have impacted the Indian judicial or Indian criminal justice system. So Bachchan Singh's case is very, very important. Why? Because it established the doctrine of rarest of rare, which permits the death penalty only when life imprisonment is considered inadequate. That is, life imprisonment is inadequate. Where life imprisonment becomes totally inadequate, then it will permit what? Death penalty, because it is rarest of the rare crime. Obviously, brutality matters. The background, Supreme Court has also ruled that the background of the convict, even that has to be checked. Like in what mental state the convict was in, was the convict from a poor background, everything has to be checked. Now in that sense, if you look at it, background here is what? Policemen. What poverty, what issue they had. Even the police narrative was that this father did not shut down his shop during the lockdown. On time he did not do. That is why we beat him up. You can arrest him. You can fine him. Where does it say in any of the laws manual book that you can beat him up and beat him up to the point where he starts bleeding through his backside? Where is it written? So there is no doubt, hands down, that this was police brutality. Literally misusing the power what you have. Trial courts have only 2 sentencing options. This is the next thing that you have to remember. So trial courts are basically like lower courts, right? They are lower courts. They have only 2 options basically. Either give life imprisonment or give death penalty. Nothing in between. Life imprisonment or death penalty without authority to impose intermediate. Fixed term life sentences without remission. No one would punish them just because they opened their shop. There's nothing to do with punishment and all. It was purely ego. Nothing but plain ego. What you are telling? I will tell you one more incident. Randomly in Kerala, one cop, randomly, let's say 3-4 women are walking and going, and their husband, brother, whatever, they are also going. Randomly they stopped the jeep, started thrashing them. It was a clear case of wrong identity. They thought these were some robbers or something. These people were normal tourists or something. They were passing by that district or something. Wrong place, wrong time. In that slapping, what they did, one pregnant lady was also there. See, Being civilians, we think twice before even raising our voice. If it is a female on the opposite side, we think twice before raising our voice. Why? Because laws are like that. Even if you raise your voice slightly, you will need to keep a recording just to prove that you didn't say anything to outrage the modesty of a woman. Correct? Being a cop in uniform, who gave you the permission? Male cop, who gave you the permission to thrash a woman? Number one. Number two, pregnant lady. Who gave you the permission for that? So you must understand one thing. The uniform ultimately is feared even today. Why the uniform is feared? This is the reason. Because somewhere it gives you that blind authority, like I can do anything that I want, nobody will question me. This was that classic case here. So coming back, the lower court, if you see, correct? The lower court, if you see, they only have these two options. That is either given punishment, life imprisonment, which is for how many years? 14 years. The next option is what? Capital punishment. Nothing in between. Nothing in between means sometimes you would have heard of this, that some people have been given High Court awards, some guy, 40 years, life imprisonment with no scope for remission. Means what? 40 years life imprison means from the date he enters into the jail till 40 years, he has to be there. He is in good behavior. He has read all the books. He took multiple degrees while he was in jail. None of that matters. Court rule is very clear. Till 40 years, no remission. So let us say the person himself was around 20, 25 years old when he committed the crime. Now he goes inside jail for 40 years at a stretch. Even government cannot remit his crime. Nothing. Nobody can interfere. Even president also, if they have to give some sort of commutation, it will not be easy. So 25 plus 40, 65 years. At the age of 65, then he can apply. I have completed 40 years. Now I am having these old ailments. Please let me go. In such a case, maybe a remission will be given. Otherwise, no. Got the point here? Correct. You're right on that, Sakshi. Maximum custodial deaths have happened inside Tamil Nadu. And in that, again, what we have found is the convictions are very, very low. This is one of the rare incident where the conviction has gone up by, conviction has literally happened, and that too with capital punishment. The concept of fixed term life imprisonment without remission was developed through Swami Shraddhananda versus State of Karnataka in 2008 and affirmed in Union of India versus Sriharan. Fixed term life imprisonment without remission. That is what I told you. It could be, it is definitely more than 14 years. And it will be for a fixed term, 30 years, 25 years, 35 years, whatever. A fixed term. Until that term is completed, no point, no remission, nothing. The 2015 judgment held that only high courts and the Supreme Court can impose such special category sentences excluding trial courts. Clear? So that is the point here. Only High Court and Supreme Court can award life sentences, fixed term life sentences, which are generally beyond 14 years. Only High Court and Supreme Court can do that. Lower courts do not have that option. This position was reaffirmed in Kiran versus State of Karnataka 2025 and Sukhdev Yadav versus State, National Capital Territory of Delhi 2025. Trial courts are bound by this limitation and cannot impose life imprisonment extending for a fixed number of years without remission. Under Section 433A of the Code of Criminal Procedure, life imprisonment typically requires a minimum of 14 years before remission eligibility. The gap between 14 years of imprisonment and death penalty led to the development of fixed-term life sentences at the appellate level. Supreme Court in Manoj versus State of Madhya Pradesh 2022 directed trial courts to collect information on the accused's background, mental health, and conduct before awarding death sentences. That is, even look into the background of the accused people. Why did they commit the crime? What was the background, etc. In the Satankulam's case, like I've told you earlier, They threatened the people who came there to conduct inquiry. That is, after this father and son died, obviously it became a huge media issue in Tamil Nadu. It was getting reported. Inquiry commission was set up. When the commission went there to inquire, these cops were threatening the commission itself. So look at the audacity there. You kill two people and you are not having any remorse. On top of it, you're threatening the people who are coming there to conduct inquiry. That was the level of audacity. Compliance with these guidelines was recognized as part of fair trial rights under Article 21 in Vasanta Sampath Dupare 2025. That is, we need to have a humanitarian perspective. We should look into why the person committed the crime, what was their age, what was their mental this thing, etc., etc. Ultimately, yeah, we can say sometimes out of emotion. Like I have heard of a story where an uniformed service guy, I'm not going to tell which service and all, uniformed guy in uniformed service, he had gone to pub or something. So he was drinking, but pub obviously is a place where sometimes fights can happen. So some guy random picked a fight with him. He tried ignoring. Finally, he just gave one punch. One solid punch straight to the nose. That punch was so solid, the nose broke, the fragments went up, shot upwards. Facial bones, etc. cracked. That guy died. One punch. So the point here is, was it premeditated? Did you plan to kill him? No. Did you have any enmity towards him? No. And what was your mental state? You were drunk. Do you have any past criminal record? Again, no. What is your age? Still young. Court did consider all of this, but awarded some 6 years or something. Because it is not murder. Correct. It is culpable homicide not amounting to murder. Person is dead. But your intention was never to kill him. You tried self-defense, but your punch was so solid that the person died. It is not how they show it in the movies. That is why I will tell to all my boys out there, just because if you are, let us say, 10 push-ups you hit and you are feeling a little pumped, walk away from a fight. Because anything goes both the ways. The opposite person punches you, even you can go into a coma, which is worse than death. Or if you punched it properly, maybe you may know karate, kalari, I don't know, but you punched it. Generally the tendency is there for people. That is, when a punch is coming, they have a tendency to deflect it by turning away. So instead of hitting it here, it may come over here. And 2 pressure points are there at this point. Properly, if it lands over there, that's it. You are going into jail for murder. Got the picture here? So that is the point here. So that is why court generally take a look into the background. Old Hindi movies and all, if you see, old Hindi, any language movies, if you see, they will generally show for one murder, they immediately gave him Bhasi ka bhanda. That is not how it is. They look into the background and that is how they award the punishment. CBI, what was the point of shifting the case to CBI? See, CBI was shifted because no cooperation from the side of the cops. And the only witness to the whole thing was a lady police constable. Because a woman is a woman at the end of the day. She will feel, right, why are they doing this much of brutality? Correct? Why are they doing this level of brutality? What is the reason? Why are they doing this? And the more she got to know about the case, she was like, what the hell is happening here? So she has to be protected. You needed to ensure that it is completely independent. And generally, cops have a habit. Cops have a habit of saving cops. So it was going to be very difficult. Got the point here? They cannot be threshed, sir. Clear? Data from the Square Circle Clinic's annual statistic report indicates that trial courts often impose death sentences without following mitigation procedures mandated by the Supreme Court. This is the main issue here. First of all, I will tell you, there is no accountability in judiciary. When was the last time you heard a judge got suspended or dismissed? Very rare it is, very rare. Even if they give absolutely dash and dash judgment, maximum what will happen is they are put into some course. They will be given some mandatory training where they are told, this is not the way you're supposed to react, this is not the way you're supposed to think, this is not the way you're supposed to behave. Some training is given to them, but that's it, nothing beyond that. So trial court judges also, the comedy is, Supreme Court judgments will be there, which a UPSC aspirant will be aware. That is, that did fall rarest of the rare doctrine. Did they look into the background of the accused? Okay, what were the conditions by which they had awarded the death sentence? UPSC aspirant will be knowing it, not the lower court judge. And lower court judge also will not even bother, because why? Ultimately, what will happen? Now this case also, it will go again where? To the Madras High Court, where 99.99999% it will be reduced to life imprisonment. Life imprisonment means till life end. Till the life end, till the natural life end, you are in jail, no remission. That type of verdict can come. So for lower court, it is what basically, lower court, it is like, any which way, it is not in my hands. It is in High Court, Supreme Court, then the President. That many levels are there. I will just give death sentence, go. What Supreme Court said and all, who will sit and refer? Finish. Let us finish it off. This is how they generally think. All commutations of death sentences by the Supreme Court in 2025 were converted into whole life imprisonment without remission. Whichever death sentence was commuted by Supreme Court. Commutation means you have reduced the sentence from death sentence to whole life imprisonment without remission. Means what? Till you die, you will be there. Till you die, you are in jail. So I've told you this earlier also. There was this rather infamous case which happened in Bangalore city itself, a murder case. What husband did was he gave sleeping pills to his wife. So she went into deep sleep. Then he got a very big, in advance only, he made a very big box made. Length and breadth fitting her height. He then transferred her along with the bed into that box. Put a lid on the box, hammered it, dug a grave inside the house itself, and put that grave in, pushed the box inside, then buried her alive. How did we know that she was alive? Because when years later, because this female was missing, that is all the cops knew. So this guy was going on changing the story. He was the husband, the second husband. He was going on changing the story. She went there, she went here, this place, that place, this place, that place, etc. There was no idea, okay, what is happening, what is happening. Finally, one of the maid or somebody said that this guy daily pours, water on some plant which he has put up in one particular area. So that generally you do out of the respect for the dead. So that gave a trigger. Like, okay, if he's doing it there, that means something is there below it. Below that plant, something is buried. They got the orders from the court, they dug it up, they got the wooden box, they put it out, they opened it. And guess what? When they opened it, there were scratch marks on the top of the box. Nails were like, human nails were still into the wood, some nails. Which means at some point, this woman would have woken up. She would have experienced that whole thing that she's in darkness, she's unable to breathe. And in that franticness, she had tried scratching and opening the wooden lid. He was given death sentence by the lower court, but it became commuted to life imprisonment. I think he's still alive, to the best of my knowledge. So when the reporters asked him, the documentary is also there. I think it is there on Amazon. Dancing on the Grave. I think that is the name. And the reporter asked him, what do you feel about what has happened so far? He said, it would have been better if I was given the death penalty. This is like constant suffering. I'm still suffering like this, living like this. For whom am I living? I don't know. I'm stuck in this jail forever. Because even though his death sentence was commuted to life imprisonment, it was life imprisonment till death, till the end of his natural life. And I will tell you that is a very bigger punishment, even more bigger punishment than the death penalty. Because death penalty, all said and done, as the noose tightens around your neck, the blood supply to the brain is cut off. Blood and oxygen supply gets cut off immediately. That means pain will not be registered here. Chances are very less for the pain to be registered, because by then you will go into unconsciousness and then death. It happens all in maybe less than a minute, or even maybe few minutes, 2-3 minutes. Everything will get over. But this is like you're living constantly inside jail where you don't have any chance. No chance to vote, Sachin, because it is not a fundamental right. Your right to vote is only a legal right, which is, again, just like fundamental rights are not absolute, legal rights are also not absolute. Any court can place reasonable restrictions on them. So you can place a request that you want to vote, that you can do, but you cannot claim it as a matter of right. Even then, you need to get the permission from the court, where 99.99% of the time, courts are going to reject it completely. Clear? Very good. Any one culprit wants death sentence, not life imprisonment. Then what will happen? Supreme Court will give. That will only happen in movies. Alright, so far in the history of India, there has been nobody who will do that. Nirbhaya gang rape case convicts, where they were acting very boldly and they gave that interview to BBC, so boldly they were telling they raped it. There is nothing wrong in what we did. She is not a proper girl. That is why she came out in the night. All that nonsense those buggers were saying in front of camera. When they got to know that, okay, petition now has been filed in Supreme Court. So petition has been filed till the date they get to know, okay, what has happened to the petition. They never used to sleep. In fact, when the final petition, review petition, everything got over, President, Supreme Court, President, review petition, everything got over, they burst out into tears. They really burst out into tears. Police had to struggle a little to drag them to their gallows. See, there is nothing more weird than you knowing that in this next 5 minutes, you're going to die. Got the point here? With death penalty, that is the thing, right? You know, at this date, this time, you will be killed. Life is going to be snuffed out of you. Who will say that, wow, that day I will lie? Yes. No. Can a jailed person stand in election? They can stand in election depending upon the crime that they have committed. If it is a crime for which the punishment is less than 2 years, they can stand for election. If it is a crime where the punishment is more than 2 years, no, they cannot. Clear? Supreme Court sentenced death, prison of people, how kill their targeted one? I didn't understand your question. Death sentences awarded by trial courts require confirmation by high courts under section 366 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. The case will proceed to Madras High Court for confirmation and potential modification of the sentence. Jen, Vishwas will. Any doubts so far, people? India's regulatory framework includes criminal penalties for minor procedural violations under multiple central laws. What does that mean? See, one thing is there. Even now, why is it that, like I have told you earlier also, when we talk about any business, when it comes to girls will generally think, I'll start a sari business or jhumka, etc., or makeup, beauty parlor. This is the maximum that anybody will think. And there is a reason also, it is pretty much profitable. Any salon you open in any part of India, it is going to make money. Because 147 crore people. And even whether you are poor or you are from Ambani's family, doesn't make any difference. Everybody would like to look nice. Everybody goes to the parlor these days. There is nothing wrong with it. When it comes to men, like I told you, saloon, yes. The other thing again, restaurant, chai business. These are the businesses that we can think of. Why? Because the clearances that you need to get for opening such small shops, be it saloon, beauty parlor, chai shop, small restaurant, etc., it is very, very, very limited. And if you're planning to run a canteen where there is no sitting arrangement, you are just a canteen, you're cooking the food, you're selling it. That's it. It is even more lesser. Because one of the major drawbacks in our country is when you have to start a business, you have to literally go from pillar to post just to get the number of clearances. From the pollution certificate you need to get, food safety certificate you need to make, electricity board's clearance you need to get, fire and safety department's clearance you need to get, multiple departments you will have to visit, which is not at all easy. So if one document is not there, immediately they will come, okay, put the shutter on this. Put the shutter on this. That is what they immediately do. They'll put a big seal on it and they'll put a shutter. What will happen? Immediately the word of mouth goes, that business has been shut down. Something happened there. All that would have happened was that one certificate is not there. Maybe some clearance they did not receive from municipality or from the water department or from the pollution department, whatever. But seal is done. The owner of the business goes to the jail for 6 months. So to improve the ease of doing business in India, the Jan Vishwas bill has been brought down. Clear? The Jan Vishwas Amendment of Provisions Act 2023 decriminalized 183 provisions across 42 central laws. Decriminalizing means what? It is no more that you will be thrown inside jail. Pay some fine, it will be over. Getting the point here? The Jan Vishwas Bill 2526 proposes amendments to 784 provisions across 79 central acts administered by 23 ministries. Out of this, 770 provisions are proposed for decriminalization. The bill is based on the principle of proportionality. This is a word which you will keep coming across. Linking penalties to the severity of the offense. That is what it simply means. Principle of proportionality simply means, what is the gravity of the crime? Is it something so severe? Severe crime means severe punishment should be there. Rape, fine. Life imprisonment or death penalty, agreed. Didn't have a certificate while starting the business because the person doesn't know about it. Because we don't have any website which will tell you, if you are opening a business, these are the certificates you require. It is not there. For small businesses, what are the clearances required? How to apply for it? Whom to approach? We don't have a step-by-step guide here. So it is natural that when you try to start a business, you may miss out on 1 or 2 forms. For that, 6 months imprisonment. Because I genuinely didn't know the law. I genuinely didn't know. But problem with law generally is that you cannot claim ignorance as a reason for not following the law. Maybe I was abroad, I made money and came back. Abroad it is very easy. All I have to do is, if it is USA or Europe, all I have to do is go to the municipality. They will tell me what business it is. Then I will be like, this business. And then you will need to get the clearance from check. They will only give me the checklist. These are the lists. Get the clearance from each of this. The first 2 you can apply online. The third one you'll have to go in person. Is that all right? Finished. Done. In India, municipality, fire department. Municipality will be in one corner, fire department in another corner. You will have to travel along and nobody will give you the full details. Nobody will give you the full details. Like, what and all should I collect, which and all clearances I should collect. There will be no idea for it. So principle of proportionality basically tries to do with what? Just based on the crime only, punishment should be there. Gravity of the crime. Missing one clearance, missed something, put a small penalty for it. Money. Small fine. Let them pay. Ask them to make the clearance. End of the story. Clear? Correct? It distinguishes between serious offenses such as fraud and willful evasion and minor procedural non-compliance. Procedural non-compliance. That is what I told you. Purposefully they are not doing it. Anjane mein hua hai. They didn't know. So that differentiation should be there. Somebody who is doing it purposefully, somebody who is doing it because they didn't know about it. Why can't they integrate all the departments? Shanu, the problem is that the integration will not happen simply because municipality is a different thing. So let us say in a Mumbai Municipal Corporation. Mumbai Municipal Corporation, under them you have what? All these clearances, etc., which you need to take. Fire department clearance, that actually comes under the state government. That will not come under the municipality. So that is separate. Getting the point here. And if you are starting a business which will have, let us say, export is involved, that means central government will get involved now. Got the logic here? Your head office is where? Let us say in Pune. Your head office is in Pune. So Pune municipality, you need clearance. But you are exporting, which is in Mumbai. So for that, you need to get customs clearance, which is from central department. Getting the logic here. So we have division of subjects. Union list, these subjects. State list, these subjects. Concurrent list. Then local bodies is also there. So by the time you are really confused now. Which and all clearance from where and all I should get. Got the point here? The bill aims to reduce compliance burdens, particularly for micro, small and medium enterprises. India's district and subordinate courts have, very, very important people, keep it in your memory, 4.8 crore pending cases as of December 2025 according to the National Judicial Data Grid. 4.8 crore in lower courts. That is December 2025. Don't worry, it will easily touch 5 crore. Or it have already touched also by now. Clear? The bill replaces criminal penalties with civil and administrative penalties such as monetary fines. So criminal penalty will be replaced by what? Monetary fine. For minor or first time violations, warnings and advisory notices are proposed instead of prosecution. Compounding provisions are expanded to allow faster resolution without full judicial proceeding. Compounding provisions. Compounding provisions means, let us say now multiple violations are there. Multiple violations. So for one violation, you went to one court. For another violation, you went to another court. Or the third violation, it is kept for some other date. Each and every time I have to visit the court then. Will I continue the business in India? I will shut it up. So many, forget micro, small and medium sector enterprises. Many startups which started in India, they shut their shops and they went abroad. In fact, it is even called the Chakravyuh principle. Chakravyuh, you know, right? Mahabharata, Abhimanyu. He knew how to enter Chakravyuh, but he didn't know how to exit from it. What the startup founders who started their business in India, what they said is, if it is difficult to start your business in India, it is even more worse to exit. That is the number of clearances that you will have to take just because you are closing your business. You are like, enough, I don't want to do business in India. I am done. It is not that you can simply go lock your company, door, etc. and walk away. No. Bank clearance, RBI clearance, that clearance, labor code clearance, this clearance, that clearance, GST clearance, income tax clearance, multiple clearances you have to take. That is why from India, people generally prefer, they immediately move to either two places. Once the business, they feel that it will definitely grow, they will immediately switch bases to either Singapore or to Dubai. To set up a business in Singapore, it takes less than 7 days. Dubai also, it is less than a week. Immediately you can start your operations. Exit I think will hardly take you 48 hours. Hardly it will take 48 hours. Whereas in India, it is 2 to 3 months it will take just to get all the clearances. It will minimum take you 2 to 3 months. Clear? Adjudicating officers are empowered to resolve cases within defined timelines with appellate mechanisms for review. Adjudicating officers means officers who are literally listening to the case. Well, the judges, timelines are fixed for it, and you can even file appeals. Penalties are subject to periodic revision to maintain deterrence. Because penalties again should not be too less also. We should keep revising it according to the inflation, etc. The bill promotes digitization and simplification of procedures to improve regulatory consistency. Digitalization. Digitalization means whatever cases are there also, everything will be made digital. So that tracking will be easy, compliance will be easy, paying fines also will be easy. Sir, if other countries can make it easier, why not India? Rashika Garcha, one major problem is central government, state government are two different governments. So central party, state party and the local party all needs to be the same for this compliance issue to improve. Otherwise, it is never going to improve. Things are changing for the better, that is there, but it will still take time. So gladly now, at least when it comes to investment in share market, we can see that a lot of things have changed. Today, even a school-going child of 8th standard or 9th standard can invest in share market because they've made it so easy. Even the SEBI, who is the monitoring body for share market investment, can track every investor. Can literally track every investor, find out how much they are investing. It has been made completely digital. So the only solution for this is complete digitalization. And like some people have already mentioned, integrating it. Only then it will work. Clear? Reducing criminal cases is expected to ease judicial workload and allow courts to focus on serious matters. Administrative adjudication shifts responsibility to regulatory authorities, requiring capacity, oversight, and clear guidelines. That means here the idea here is the regulatory authorities will be more responsible now rather than the courts, because it will be their responsibility to see who is having clearances, who is not having it. And like I told you again, monitoring it will become much easier when it is digitalized, which will happen. We are literally moving into a 100% digitalized world. Why a person needs approval of government to start his or her business? Because the government has to know, right, what business are you doing? Are you indulging in? That has to be known, right? You could be selling drugs, you could be selling smuggled goods. So to stop that, 15 days, that is all on paper. It's just on paper. Try. Just try. Try opening a cafe in Bangalore. Bangalore city, try opening a cafe. I know this because my friend tried doing it and she left that idea. She wanted to open a cafe shop. Because coffee shop, right? Coffee again, people will drink. Who can say no to a cup of coffee or tea? Mahendra Singh Dhoni, who is so fit, can never say no to a cup of chai. So she thought she will open it. When she heard the number of clearances that she needs for the purpose, she just dropped the idea. It's not easy. It is not easy like how you think. It is very nice on what is there in the media, what is there at the ground level are totally two different things. If you manage to start it within 15 days, kudos to you. Clear? Reduced criminal liability may encourage formalization and compliance among businesses. The bill includes appellate mechanisms to address. That is where we've already seen. Clear, people? Drugs are sold illegally, not illegal activities. Many things are there. It is not because government is allowing it. It is a mixture of multiple things. Don't be so cynical. Still drugs are sold. So what is the big deal? Don't be so cynical. If you are preparing for a government exam, don't keep that attitude and go to the interview board. GST registration they don't have, but they have a GST registration for a nearby office. As long as both the offices are meant for doing the same business, if it is the same business, then one GST number is enough. But if the businesses are different, that is, one is selling, let us say, chalk and the other is selling cheese, then in that case, you will need two GST numbers. No doubt about it. It is for the business that it is being registered. It is not that for one business, you can have one GST number for multiple businesses. No. For each business, if it is a different line of business, you will have to take a different GST number. That is what I remember from the best of my knowledge. Gujarat, yes, I know Gift City and some places are there where the procedures are a lot more easier. That I agree with. That is true. Because all said and done, it is very difficult to find a Gujarati laborer. Have you ever noticed that? I am yet to see one. Gujarat, whatever people may say, Gujarat, this is bad, that is bad. It is very difficult to find a Gujarati laborer working in other states. That is what I meant. As an immigrant laborer, to find a Gujarati in other states, that is very difficult. As far as I have seen it, even if they come to another state also, they will run their own business there. They will start their own business. Delimitation controversy. Now, this article is a little old now. Obviously, the delimitation controversy, etc. But I'll just tell it to you just so that you're aware of what it is. So, the whole idea basically is, now the 2026-27 census have started, correct? Census have started. So, based on the census, a delimitation will be conducted. Based on that, 2029 elections will basically see an increase in Lok Sabha seats. This was the idea. But the government later understood that this 2026-27 census, even if it is completed on time, delimitation will take time. What is delimitation? Delimitation simply means based on the population. Based on the population from the census. What is the total population? We have to find for one MP should represent how many people? One MLA will represent how many people? That is the whole idea here. So, 2026-27 census, once it is completed, we will find, okay, MP, how many? MLA, how many? And goes without saying, because the population has increased, the number of MPs will also increase, the number of MLAs will also increase. Alright. But here the basic idea is, the basic problem is that delimitation, government understood. Even if this is completed on time, they do the delimitation, etc. For the entire exercise to get over, it will take at least 20, 30 or 31. That is, it won't be ready before the 2029 election. Before the 2029 election, delimitation process won't be completed. So what did the government do? Government very chalakfully brought in a 131st Amendment Bill 2026. They brought in an amendment bill in which they basically said that we will do the delimitation exercise. Okay. But 2026, instead of 2026-27, we will use the 2011 census. Correct? Clear? We will use the 2011 census. Let us see. Parliament session convened from April 16 is considering the Constitution Bill 26 along with the Delimitation Bill to operationalize the Nari Shakti Vandan Adhiniyam, which provides 1/3 reservation for women in the Lok Sabha and state assemblies subject to post-census delimitation. The central government, what they did, they knew that in time this thing won't be ready. So what they did was that they tried to merge it with the women's reservation bill, claiming that we will do the delimitation exercise and based on that we will give reservation to the women. And for that, which census we will use? We will use 2011 census. The decennial census. Decennial census means census is generally held every 10 years. The last known census was actually held in 2011. So, after that, the next census should have been in 2021, but the government delayed it, telling COVID. Then it was expected that, okay, maybe in 22, 23, but it did not happen. 24, then it was election year. And finally, 26, they fixed it. Schedule for 21 was postponed citing COVID-19 and subsequently deferred with the next census planned for 26-27. Constitutional freeze on interstate allocation of Lok Sabha seats based on the 1971 census is valid until the first census conducted after 2026 is published. What is this? Ideally, based on the population, you will do a delimitation exercise. Okay. But like I've always kept on telling, our great-grandfathers, grandfathers, etc. were really talented in baby manufacturing. And that 76, the 70s and the 80s, the 90s, if you really see, that was a time period when population was exploding. Because health was improving, population was also increasing. So imagine, already we were a poor country. Back in the 70s, etc., we were a poor country. If you keep on increasing the Lok Sabha constituencies, number of MPs and MLAs, with every increase in population, Parliament will end up becoming huge. State legislative assemblies will become huge. So what did they do? They basically said that freeze delimitation based on 1976 population. Till which year? Till 2026. Freeze it. It was a constitutionally they made it. Like an amendment they made it. Not like an amendment, it was an amendment. Constitutionally they basically said that freeze the population. That is, while determining how many MPs are needed, how many MLAs are needed, you will only use the 1976 census data and you will keep that value. That value you will keep for how long? Till 2026. Till 2026, you will keep it that way. For 50 years. You are not going to touch it. Alright. In 50 years now, what has happened? Well, in 50 years, what has happened is, Not bad. തള്ളെ പതിഞ്ഞിരിക്കുന്നു. Thought so. There is a break here. Generally, in this Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, UP, parts of Bihar, Odisha, those regions, you have high population. Whereas, especially in the southern states, it is absolutely low population. With the state of Kerala taking the lead to be one of the states in the country with the oldest population. Kerala is already going into a silver-haired economy easily. I mean, already they are having pretty old people there. Average age, if you take, it is all, I think, average age for India is currently around 28 years. And current average age, India, 28. By 2050, I think, 2050, it will hit 40. 40 will be the average age of India with more than 20% of the population, like very old. 60 plus above by 2050. Got the logic here? So by that logic, if you see, some states here, especially UP, etc., especially, will have a high number of what? Lok Sabha seats and MLA seats. Because population is more. Whereas southern states, if you see, the population will be very less. So center has basically promised, no, don't worry. We will increase all the states. Center has promised that we will increase the share of seats of all the states by 50%. But that is actually of no use. Because if you take the state of Kerala, Kerala has around 20 MPs. Half of that is how much? 20 plus 10? 30. Got the point? 30 it is. UP, etc., the number of seats will increase by leaps and bounds. Because 50% also, if you take of UP MP seats, will increase by a drastic figure. You will see that now. Delimitation would have ordinarily have been based on the 2031 census, but with the census shifted to 26-27, the process can be advanced using that data set. The government is considering initiating delimitation using the 2011 census due to time constraints before the 29 Lok Sabha elections. That is the main agenda. Main agenda of the central government is, as fast as possible, using the 2011 census data, conduct the delimitation exercise, finish it off. Why are they so keen on doing it? 2024 election. 2024 election, none of us who were actively following the politics in our country would have ever guessed that BJP won't even cross 50% in Lok Sabha seats. We would have never guessed. Because what was the idea? Ram Mandir came. Ayodhya is there. Aram se they will cross 300. The $1 million question is, will they cross 350? Will they cross 400? The 300 to 400 was predicted everywhere. Sare ke sare exit polls. 300 par. Confirmed. Pakka. BJP alone will get majority. Question is by what margin it will be more. Congress will do pathetically. This was the prediction. But look at the election result. Look at the election result. 2024. So this time what? They have a clarity that no, they should cross it come what may. How to ensure it? If UP has maximum number of MPs, khatam baat. I don't have to worry about this state, that state, this state. Correct? Constitution Bill 2026 proposes amendments to Articles 55, 81, 82, 170, 330, 332 and 334A of the Constitution. Bill increases maximum strength of the Lok Sabha from 530 elected members from states and 20 from union territories to 815 and 35 respectively, enabling a house size of up to 850 members. It replaces the fixed definition of population based on specific census years with a flexible definition allowing Parliament to determine the applicable census through legislation. Means Parliament can choose which legislation, which census they will take up. It should be 26-27 or should it be 2011? It removes the constitutional freeze on seat allocation that was introduced by the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1976 and extended by the 84th Constitutional Amendment Act 2001. That freeze is removed. That is, you can increase the number of seats. Article 81(2)(a) continues to require that the ratio between population and seats remain uniform across states as far as practicable. Based on 2011 census data and an 850-seat Lok Sabha, Hindi-speaking states including UP, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Haryana, Chhattisgarh, Uttarakhand and Delhi would increase from 207 to 366 seats, a 77% increase, raising their share from 38.1% to 43.1%. Southern states including Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Kerala and Puducherry would increase from 132 to 176 seats only, a 33% increase, but reducing their share from 24 to 20.7%. As I told you already, 366 seats are in my pocket. Out of 850 means I only need 425. 366 are there in my pocket already. Even if southern state support I don't have, it is not going to affect me much. I can look for the other territories. Eastern states share would decline from 14.4 to 13.7, northeastern states from 4.4 to 3.8, western and northern non-Hindi speaking states would see minimal change in proportional representation. The existing constitutional framework allowed seat allocation to remain unchanged for states that stabilize population growth, preventing reduction in their representation. One major reason they decided to freeze the census at 1976 was because if we keep telling, population ke hisab se we will increase the seats means every MP will encourage, अरे बढ़ा दो और बढ़ा दो हमारा population. So this was a master stroke again. 1976, remember the time period, 1975 to 77, we were having emergency time period. And this was also the time period when Sanjay Gandhi, son of Indira Gandhi, came out with the compulsory sterilization program. We should never forget it. Even if anybody else forgets it also. Compulsory sterilization program means those who are having 2 children already, they were supposed to undergo a sterilization. Vasectomy for men, hysterectomy for women. That is basically women won't be able to conceive, become pregnant. Men won't be able to make women pregnant. That was the point. So in 1976, the idea was that this is frozen. Till 2026, this will remain the population data. The idea was reduce the population. Apparently he came out with this idea because once in Delhi while he was traveling, his car met with a traffic block. Not a traffic block, it was a people block actually. There were too many people on the road and his car was not able to move. He got so irritated that he came out with a sterilization program. That there are too many people in this country. Everywhere, too many children. Got the point here? Oh. A tubectomy. But what? One more surgery is there, right? I forgot that. I just read about it. Tubectomy is right. Not denying it. One word is there. It's there on the tip of my tongue. Yeah, exactly. It's a hysterectomy. Hysterectomy. It is there. Maharashtra, I think. Sugarcane. Women who work in these sugarcane field, etc. They are all undergoing this hysterectomy surgery. You know why? Because if I'm a woman and if I become pregnant, then I will not get my wages. 6 months and all, if I go telling maternity leave, they will fire me. I will lose the wages. I will lose the money. Because these people, when they come for daily wage, it is not that they are paid daily. They'll be paid only if they work continuously for 3-4 months at a stretch. At the end of the 4th month, together their money is paid. That is how these contractual laborers are. The payment is given. But if you get pregnant, then gone. Even if one day you take a sick leave, you lose out on the money. So pregnancy is a risk which these poor women from poor households don't want to take. So they're all undergoing this hysterectomy surgery. And it is what the media is reporting is this has become an increased trend among working women from lower income groups, especially in the unorganized sector, because they don't get any protection. They don't get any maternity leave. Supreme Court is talking about menstrual leave and all. Maternity leave itself is not guaranteed for the women workers who are in the unorganized sector. So what do? They go and subject themselves to this hysterectomy surgery so that I don't become pregnant. And I won't get any periods, nothing. No more periods, no more pregnancy. I can work continuously. I will get assured income. All because of poverty. Free of cost. What Sanjay Gandhi's thing was that they were basically catching people. Like how we will, sometimes the municipality will come out, right, to catch stray dogs. Like that, they used to grab anybody because government servants were given targets. The threat was this: if you don't meet your target, be ready to get into the operation table. And at times, the government servants became so enthusiastic to the point where 1976 we are talking about doctors, enough doctors were not there. So what happened? Even nurses, compounders, etc., even they started doing surgery. Because what they will feel, देखते even I know, मुझे मालूम है, doctor यहाँ काटना है ना, करते हैं, करेंगे साहब. They will also start doing it. If it goes well, great. If one nick of an artery or a vein, that's it, done. Patient will die. Khatam baat. That is how it used to be. People from very poor background as well as also quite well-to-do background, what they used to do was they used to go and hide in the hills. They used to go and hide in the forest, and they remained there till the emergency was lifted and they came to know that, okay, Indira Gandhi's government has collapsed. Till then, they remained in hiding. Because you're a man, you get caught and they put you into this. Finished. Correct. Absolutely. Current proposal removes the safeguard linking representation directly to population figures without a fixed baseline. See, South India, basically when you say South India also, we can basically largely say that wherever BJP party is not in power. All those places. Karnataka, leave it aside. Karnataka, it is always jinga. BJP, then Congress, BJP. It is almost like, when I ask people also, they keep telling, last time we voted for BJP. This time we should give chance to Congress. That's it. No political agenda, no political vision. I mean, people themselves don't have such vision. It is just like, Karunya. Last time Congress did not win. This time let them win. I have nothing against Congress or BJP here anyway. I just feel all are mathematics. Whoever comes into power here. But that is the bottom line. Clear? Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, it is very difficult. Andhra, fine. Chandrababu Naidu's support is there. But other areas, it becomes difficult. Clear? 106th Amendment Act 2023 links women's reservation to delimitation, but reservation could also be implemented within the existing 543 state Lok Sabha through rotation of constituencies. Aramse, they could have done that. That women's reservation thing, they could have done it automatically. All right. Correct, Krishti. So, they could have done it automatically without even going for all this mess. So, they tried to do what? BJP tried to show it that, see, Congress is against women. Congress tried to say what? Listen, you want to pass it, do it separately. Why are you linking it with this? So, nobody's agenda worked. Finally, that is the conclusion. No agenda worked here. Got the point here. Now, one thing I will tell you. As a question, can you expect this in UPSC means? Chances are very less. Because it will put the government in the dock. Government in the dock means you will end up definitely criticizing the government for bringing such a bill and even mixing it with what? Women's reservation. The chances for that is very less. But what else can you expect? Well, you can expect an entire question on census, followed by that delimitation commission, maybe connected to that the women's reservation, and maybe, yes, connecting all this, you may even have one nation, one election bill. Itna possibilities to hai. Clear? Beyond that, specifically targeting BJP, the central government, you won't get a question. Chances are very, very less for that. Maybe you may get an indirect question like this. Is the delimitation, is the southern states concerned that their representation will be affected in the parliament, justified, when the 2026 delimitation happens? Will their voice not be heard, etc.? That way, maybe a question can come. $1 million question is, currently, how many seats do all these people have? Just think about it. Is it that, if you look at the elections again, okay, Karnataka is quite a big state, I agree. Same thing, same logic we can apply for Andhra Pradesh. But do you really think Tamil Nadu, Kerala, or for that matter, Telangana, even if you combine these three states, do you think they will determine which government will come in power in at center? Currently, with 543 seats I'm talking about. Do you really think southern states will be the deciding factor? They are the kingmaker to decide who will be the next prime minister. Never. Historically, you take from the first prime minister to the current prime minister, how many prime ministers were there from the southern states? Simple sawal. Got the point? When it was 543 only, you did not have any say. When it increases also, you are not going to make a major change to the central government there. You will continue to enjoy all your powers with regard to your representation as MPs, or even with regard to your representation in GST. All that will remain as it is. That is not going to change. So this is actually nothing but a political misplaced logic. Somehow they are trying to say, oh, we all will suffer because the seats will increase. Nothing like that. Now the point is, it is a central party, one single party is there, BJP is there, which is having one of the most well-oiled machinery in the country, politically speaking. You will never hear one BJP MP talking some nonsense and then other BJP MPs saying, yeah, whatever he said, that is his mistake. We won't agree with him. That you will never hear. Congress, you will only see fights. You will only see fights. One person fighting with the other person fighting with the other. In the alliance itself, if you take, it is in constant fights. BJP, on the other hand, it is like pin drop silence. Amit Shah will talk, Modi will talk, or their party president will talk. That's it. None of the other MPs will open their mouth. Got the logic here? So they are trying to take advantage of it. If India alliance was actually united, let me ask you, if Samajwadi Party was really strong as how it used to be earlier. Alright, and Samajwadi Party is currently ruling in UP. Let us say Congress is dominant in every other place as well as its allies. Do you think they won't support 800 plus seats inside the parliament, 850 seats in the parliament. Do you think they won't support? They will easily support. Now they know it very well that the numbers are not in their favor. Public support is not in their favor. That is the reason why they are crying foul, 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 foul. BJP is trying to ensure that come what may, for another 20 years, I should be in power. That is the bottom line. That is the politics behind it. We can discuss it. Don't write it. Don't write it anywhere. Got the point here? Only two. Clear? With good ideas, but the BJP lost seats from UP. Correct. That is the other point. BJP themselves lost a lot of seats in UP. Got the point? So there is no guarantee to this thing. See, I will tell you, any sort of exit polls, any sort of the biggest political scientists, political predictors, ye hoga, wo hoga, they have all failed only in one country, and that is India. Bizarre country we are. A bizarre country. I would be surprised if Mamata Banerjee loses in West Bengal election. I am not joking. I am not at all joking. I seriously feel she will win again. I feel. I'll be surprised again if Pinarayi Vijayan loses in Kerala. I will be surprised if Vijay wins in Tamil Nadu. Because that is how it is. That is how we are as a country. There is no logic at all. Clear? Moving on. River pollution. Now, sadly, we all have seen that video where liters and liters of milk was poured into a river. Let us see. A 21-day religious ceremony at Pataleshwar Mahadev Temple in Sehor district, Madhya Pradesh concluded on April 8 with 11,000 liters of milk being poured into the Narmada river as a ritual offering guided by Sant Shivanand Maharaj. This is something that I am planning as an alternative career. What do you people think? Beard, I don't know whether it will grow long or not. But anyway, with the little bit of fraud, look what I have. I am thinking, become a Baba. Tax also you need not pay. All right. And easily you will get followers in this country, right? Anybody can get followers in any chutki mein. It is easy to get followers in this country. Char meeti baate bolo, dil pickle jayega. That is one career option that I get. Last option. How they say, religion is the last resort of the scoundrel. Very profitable. Exactly, Sumanji. Got the point. Exactly. Stalin and Vijay should win. Idea is not bad. Exactly. Money. Exactly. Dharani, that is what. Dharani and Suman understands this. It's all money. Anyway, the stated objective was purification of the river. Vareva. Kya logic hai? That is to purify the river. They poured into it 11,000 liters of milk. That is almost like telling Al-Qaeda fired AK-47 into the air. For what? For everlasting peace. And blessings for Narmada, Parikrama pilgrims, and the act involved a tanker discharging milk into the river. No official has been taken by the Madhya Pradesh Pollution Control Board or the National Green Tribunal. They won't take. Madhya Pradesh is implementing 700 crore Yashoda milk supply scheme for 2026-27, targeting 1.3 crore children through schools and Anganwadi centers. Getting the point here? That is Yashoda milk supply scheme for children to improve their nutrition, etc. That is the irony. If you would have given it to the children, it would have made sense. But instead you poured into Narmada. And for what purpose? To purify it. When you poured milk into Narmada, instead of purifying it, you actually increased the pollution levels. Clear? Purification, not polluting the river. You know, right? If you are pouring milk into river, it will actually get polluted. Quantity of 11,000 liters is equivalent to 44,000 servings of 250 milliliters. Sufficient to feed 2,200 children for 20 days or supplement more than 10,000 children for 1 week in school nutrition programs. That is India for you. Not one person protested against. Even when you watch that video also, you can see that everybody are standing there and praying, oh, Narmada is getting polluted. Oh, Narmada is getting polluted. Silently standing. Not one person is questioning it. What are you fetching with this? Why don't you give it to somebody who is in need of food? That also we are coming to. Environmental studies indicate that dairy effluents, that is dairy effluents means dairy discharges, have biochemical oxygen demands levels significantly higher than domestic sewage, leading to rapid depletion of dissolved oxygen in water bodies. Exactly, Abba. You pour. Milk was given for fish to get nutrients told by a Baba. Please update on that too. Correct. Please update on what? Chaya. Chaya. Getting the point here. Milk will take more time to disintegrate or decompose. And as the milk takes more time to decompose, what happens is it will literally need more oxygen. This is, in chemically, it is called biological oxygen demand. When the BOD increases in a river or any water body, it simply means there are too many biological components inside the water which is increasing the oxygen demand. And the BOD is very high means it simply means the pollution level is very, very high. BOD level starts going up, oxygen in river starts going down. Fishes will die. Excessive wasting of milk will lead to white revolution in India. Ishwara. I know, Pinky, I appreciate your sarcasm. Got the point here? See, you be from any faith. Any faith. Now, I'm not an atheist or anything. Even I believe in God. See, 1, 2, 3. Even I also believe in God. But not to the point where God will do everything. God will take care of everything. You need hope or faith to get that extra edge in whatever you do. Help me be the best at what I do. Finished. Narmada, you want it to be pure means the only thing is Narmada's purification will only happen when people stop dumping things into the river. That's as simple as that. Kumbh Mela, that when it happened, Kumbh Mela also when it happened, the most, some auspicious day was the right, which was happening after some 1,000 something years or something. 144 years, sorry. I guess 144 years. One rare event is happening. That most auspicious day is there. One auspicious day of all the days, that is the most auspicious. All the sins of last life, this life, the coming life, everything will get cleansed. Okay. Till there also I'm okay. Previous Janma, this Janma, next Janma. What did our people do? Okay, let me clean everything then. They went inside the river. They did everything. Releasing from the front, releasing from the back. Let me release everything. Let me clean my body inside out. Bacteria level shot up like anything inside the river. Ganga. One day, it went up. So high was the bacteria level there. They literally, that international agencies and all basically tell, with this level of bacteria, please don't step inside the water. But for our people, what it is? Statistics and all, we don't believe. This is Punya Nadi. This is Punya Muhurta. This is once in a lifetime opportunity. Let me release. Thankfully, no major skin diseases or epidemic was reported. Why? Water keeps flowing. That is the main reason that water kept on moving. Because on one day, bacteria level spiked up, E. coli bacteria. Subsequent days, it suddenly dropped. Why? That is the force with which the water is moving. Got the point here? So that is our country for you. Until these things, basic things changes na. Some sense should be there. Array, it is a river body. Don't do it. No, the fishes will eat whatever we have released. For that also, they'll come with the logic. I was giving food to the fish. Increased biochemical oxygen demand reduces dissolved oxygen levels, causing stress to aquatic organism and potentially leading to suffocation of aquatic life. Ritual offerings increase microbial activity. Adding to the cumulative pollution load and contribute to nutrient enrichment that can trigger algal blooms. That is the next thing. You are going on dumping stuff after stuff into it. So nutrient levels, as it starts climbing up, algal bloom will happen. Algal bloom, like I've told you earlier, this is supposed to be a healthy river. In healthy river, what happens is, obviously, sun is there. Sunlight also will penetrate. So microorganisms, UV radiation, everything will get cleared off. So the fish is healthy, water is healthy. Now you start doing snana, stotram, distram, whatever you want you did. You are doing what? Basically pouring ghee, oil, flowers, milk, everything possible you're dumping into the water, which will float, increasing the level of nutrients. And what is the ultimate result? Algal blooms will form, which starts floating at the top. Oh, either way. This they have to improve slightly. Clear? So this algal bloom, what it will do? It will basically cut off, first of all, sunlight. It will also cut off oxygen supply. Fishes will die. As fishes die, even to decompose their body, it will start consuming oxygen. Color of the river, from blue, it will go into and slowly as this decomposition starts, it will start smelling. That is the point. Prime mentality, you are doing everything to make me angry. First of all, this is a current affair class, and stop spamming it. You are not the center of, you may be the center of your universe, not my universe. All right? Let the class get over at 9:30. That time I will take this question. Stop spamming it. There are genuine students for who cannot afford any batches. They want to know about multiple things. So for them, this becomes, yeah, muddy green, etc. Depends. What is the quality here? Muddy green, I'm not able to find a proper muddy green. There is limitation with the colors that is available. Anushka ji. All right. Oof. Central Pollution Control Board 2025 assessment identified 296 polluted river stretches across 271 rivers. With more than 800 monitored locations exceeding the safe bathing limit of BOD demand of 3 milligrams per liter. That is the point. The waters are very, very polluted and still people will go take bath over there with the soap, with the oil. Yamuna River in Delhi records BOD demand levels up to 83 milligrams per liter, approximately 27 times the safe limit, rendering certain stretches ecologically unviable. A monitoring committee appointed by the NGT in 2018 recorded a significant increase in pollution levels in the Yamuna after idle immersion, including elevated heavy metal concentration from paints and synthetic materials. especially lead, for all that bright colors that is there. For Ganapati Pappa, Maurya, and all that bright colors, whatever they paint, because they want the idol to look nice without any dash and dash, they just immerse it. And that gets mixed in the water there. Heavy metal concentration. Heavy metal concentration is directly responsible for cardiovascular and carcinogenic diseases. If it is your first class, doesn't mean that you keep asking. Got the point? If you are taking a class or if you are trying to talk and I keep asking you, hey, what is your name? What is your name? What is your name? What is your name? Will you like it? It is a basic common sense. Basic common sense. Empirical data from CPCB monitoring and peer-reviewed studies show that large religious gatherings and festivals such as Kumbh Mela, Chhat Puja, Durga Puja, Ganesh Utsav increase BOD and solid waste levels in rivers. Population growth has increased the scale of ritual practices, intensifying pressure on river ecosystems compared to earlier periods when such traditions evolved under lower population density. That is the main thing. When you try to put sense into the head of the people, what is the first thing they will say? Ye hamra parampara hai, ye hai. Back then, who had this level of money or this level of organization skills? So, you used to make small Ganapatis basically. Not this very large, giant, life-sized idols. Because today it has become a matter of prestige. Hamara, this thing. Hamara ilaka ka Ganapati sabse bada tha. Nahi, hamara bada tha. So, competition is there even for the inches. By centimeters, we were the ones. Our rivers are suffering because of that. But we don't care. We ultimately will fight and kill for religion. We will not fight or kill, nor even vote for clean air, clean water, and clean environment. Because we spit openly. If nobody is watching, we will shit also openly. Environmental protection in India is grounded in the precautionary principle, the Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1974 and Article 21 of the Constitution of India, which basically says that right to clean environment is the right of everybody. Got the point here? But then, no use. Supreme Court of India has examined cases involving environmental safeguards in relation to religious practices, affirming that environmental protection is a binding obligation. That's it. Even Supreme Court will hesitate here. Because any intervention into any of these festivals in any format will be looked at as what? It is a targeting of the Hinduism, etc. Hinduism's original ideology is what? What is Hinduism's basic ideology? There is God in everyone, everything. Everything animate and inanimate. There is God in everything. If that is the basic logic, means you have to respect everything. Your celebration shouldn't be the cause of another object's or even a person's or even an animal's misery. That is the basic essence here. But that people won't understand. And will never understand also. Because what to do? The ones who understand will never go for voting. Ones who don't understand will definitely go for voting. And political parties or government will always have to abide by the people's wishes who votes. See, biochemical oxygen demand means anything that is thrown inside water. It will take time to decompose. And how does it decompose? It decomposes by reacting with oxygen. So if a water is really clean water, means its biology, BOD demand will be very less. Its COD demand will be very less. Means what? There are no biological components inside that river. No dead bodies of people, animals, etc. Nothing is there. No flowers are thrown. Ha, hu, sa, om, shanti, shanti, nothing. It's clean and clear. Say for example now, Meghalaya, I think. Meghalaya and some places in northeast. There are certain lakes over there. So if you're traveling in a boat, you can literally see the shadow of the boat on the riverbed. You can see the shadow because sunlight will be falling. This will cast a shadow here. You are sitting here. You can see the shadow. Why? Not a thing you are discharging into it. But in normal places, what people will do is, like I told you, they will fecal matter, urine, puja items, that is everything, ghee, the firewood, the burnt wood, everything, they dump it over there. So to decompose this matter, you need high levels of oxygen. So if your BOD is very, very high, it means what? The river is polluted with biological components. Pollution is high. If your COD is high, what does it mean? There are enough number of chemicals present in it. Chemicals can be in any form. Paint, metals thrown in, anything. Correct. Devanshi. Got river. Correct. Original worship, if you really see, is the worship what the tribal people in our country do. That is the real worship, what scheduled tribes will do. They will respect everything. They will take the water, even before drinking the water from the river, they will do this, and then only they will drink it. We have to learn from them. All that. See, Siddharth Gowda, even river, one thing I will tell you, Ganga, with all this level of this thing, I'll tell you one interesting thing about Ganga. With the level of pollution that is happening, with the level of people that are staying on the banks of Ganga, Ganga long ago should have died. Because with the level of pollution that is there, Ganga should have died long time ago. But mysteriously enough, Ganga's BOD or COD, if you take, it is always low. It is almost as if the Ganga river has some huge quantities of oxygen circulating in it. Huge quantities of oxygen. Kumbh Mela, I told you, right? E. coli bacteria level went up. Now, E. coli bacteria level, when it goes up, I will tell you one simple, another analogy. Madhya Pradesh, you remember, there was this sanitation drainage pipe water leaked into drinking water pipeline. And then apparently 6-7 people died. What was that? Few drops of drainage water entered into a corroded drinking water pipeline that got mixed with people drank that water. Many got loose motion, hospitalized. That is the power of this E. coli bacteria. Okay. Kumbh Mela took place. Like I told you, E. coli bacteria level shot up royally up. How many cases of loose motion or diarrhea got reported? Got the point here? That is the reason people are still taking Ganga for granted. Clear? Taking it further forward. Then NGT has enforced CPCB 2020 guidelines mandating artificial tanks or regulated zones for idle immersion. That is, if the river is flowing like this, this is the main area of the river. You create a small diversion here. Okay. Make a tank. Then filter it out, treat it out. Filter. Treat. And then it goes and joins the main river. In this tank, you do whatever puja, immersion you want to do. Idea is good. What is the population of our country? People from Karnataka all the way also had traveled all the way till UP just because of that Kumbh Mela. Forget Karnataka, from Kerala people have gone. All the way they have gone there. Got the point? Basically to tell that it was an out-of-body experience. Definitely, not only for you, for everybody it was. Around a small tank, will you be able to do it? That many people. That is the problem. Idea is brilliant idea, but it's practically not possible. Worship is the only reason for pollution in rivers. Worship is one of the reason. Worship is one of the reason, and the other reason being that it is okay to go inside a river and do whatever you want. Sewage discharge, industry discharge, all that is there. I'm not denying. But this puja, etc., that is again a major component. Because what happens is, see, on a daily basis, you do little puja part, that is not going to affect much. But one auspicious day, you say, this is the day. This day means that this will happen. This power is there. You tell it to the people. They'll come in mass numbers. That is the point. There is no specific law explicitly regulating ritual offerings such as milk, flowers, oil, or mass bathing as a distinct category. Article 25 of the Constitution of India guarantees religious freedom but allows restrictions on grounds of public health. NGT applies principles such as polluter pays and the precautionary principle establishing that ecological limits take precedence over unrestricted practices. Polluter pays principle, that is, whoever is polluting, let them pay. But during a Ganapati Visarjan festival, you tell people, okay, you have put the Ganapati idol, pay. That's it. Can't only will happen. The other one is precautionary. Ecological principle should have the upper hand over unrestricted practices. But again, that is never heeded to. Enforcement of environmental regulations in the context of religious practices remains uneven due to political sensitivities and absence of uniform operational guidelines. Because, like I told you earlier also, Hinduism is one religion which has no starting point, no ending point. The belief system itself, if you see, varies from region to region, state to state. So there is no starting or ending point. So how will you regulate it? Making a pan-Indian law for this is very difficult. Very, very difficult. And again, religion, sensitive topic. Any touch on that, immediately people will say, oh, this is target on Hinduism. Hindu customs and festivals people are targeting. Arise, stop polluting the river, man. That much you do. Whatever you want to do. I mean, at least the sense. Why should you go into the Ganga and dip yourself? Take one bucket from there, come out, pour it on your head, na? What is the difference? No, I want to feel it. How does it make sense? God knows. Exactly. Analysis of offerings at Varanasi gets with an average daily footfall of 2.5 lakh. So daily, what is the number of people who come there at Varanasi? 2.5 lakh. Shows minimal per capita offerings of 5 milliliters milk, 5 milliliters oil, and 1 flower generates approximately 1,250 liters of milk, 1,250 liters of oil, and 5 tons of flowers daily. This is a humble estimate. 5 milliliters of milk. That is very, very little. 5 milliliters of oil and 1 flower. If you calculate for 2.5 lakh people, this is the level of dumping that is happening on a regular basis at Varanasi. Got the point here? On peak days, this increases about 3,500 liters of liquids and 14 tons of waste, excluding ashes and additional offerings. Even minimal per capita offerings cumulatively create a significant and continuous pollution load, indicating that per capita limits alone are insufficient. Effective regulation requires a combination of site-specific limits, systematic waste collection, diversion mechanism, blah, 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 blah. No. None of that is going to stop it until and unless people come to their senses. As simple as that. People should come to their senses. So, for example, I was somebody who used to enjoy bursting firecrackers. But after a point, I just literally felt, you are literally burning money. What else are you doing? You buy food, you eat. Ah, enjoyment. You bought food, you gave it to somebody else. Ah, enjoyment. This is like you give something, you are getting something, and you are just burning it. That's it. Rang-birange colors, eardrum bursting noise, that is there. But after a point, it doesn't make any sense. So I stopped it. Not because I want to save the air pollution. No, because it didn't make sense to me. Why should I pay money and get something where the only purpose is to burn it? For that, I will just burn the currency notes only, right? Itna amir hai to. That is my logic. Nothing to save the world, save this, nothing. My logic it is. It is not satisfying me in any way. That's it. So that minimum sense should be there. Why are you doing this? What is the purpose you are achieving it? Are you harming anything in the process? Minimum sense is there. Most of this can stop. Otherwise, government try to regulate it, government officers trying to regulate it, it will be very suicidal. Because you try to intervene in a religious matter, it will unnecessarily lead to polarization and division of society. What government? See, stop blaming the government for everything. My friend who was okay, we are into the field of civil service. It is a point where we know IPS officers, we know IAS officers. It's natural. कोई बड़ी नहीं है उसमें. One of my friend traveled to UP. So he called a friend, common friend, and he was like, "We are in UP. What is this? Blah. We need to get to this point." He just told them one thing. Friend, it is. Understand? Okay. He just told, listen. Just follow the flow. Wherever people are going in mass numbers, go there. Because at that point, at the Kumbh Mela, peak of Kumbh Mela, government had made everything possible. Footpath ke liye ek jagah, road ke liye ek jagah. Government did everything. That day when that peak of Kumbh Mela was there, where does the road start and the footpath ends? It was basically impossible to find out. Government arranges everything also, still people were not following it. Because we will follow the rules and regulations anywhere in the world other than in our own country. That's the bottom line. We will follow it everywhere, not in India. Swollen face and body of laziness. Exactly. So that is the other thing. Now, young generation is becoming better. Somebody wrote that. Common sense, thinking logically. Nothing like that. These new gen influencers are half the trouble now for creating pollution and overcrowding in any new place. Whichever is a little peaceful, they will go there. Oh my God, what a fantastic. Hi friends, you should see this place. Done. Khatam. Tata bye bye. That will be the end of that place. Obesity, I know it's a repeated topic. Okay. So very quickly, with semaglutide becoming available at lower cost, the market for anti-obesity drugs expands further. What is semaglutide? Well, it is a drug. Drug means not not that drug. This is basically a drug that is taken to fight type 2 diabetes. Alright, type 2 diabetes is basically what occurs because of your... 1 minute. Yeah. Type 2 diabetes is basically because in your body, you don't have enough insulin. So the only way to deal with it is, generally you would have seen people injecting this insulin into their body. Injections are there. So semaglutide, it is again a foreign drug. Recently, its patent got expired. Patent got expired simply means now we can make this drug, its Desi version, we can make it. We can manufacture it. Alright. So this becoming available. Now, why is this drug good or bad? Let us see that also. But before that, India has a rising burden of obesity and metabolic diseases, including diabetes, hypertension, fatty liver disease, and dyslipidemia. Nearly 25% of Indians are overweight or obese. 1/4 of the population. That means we don't have to worry much about population, you know. So when I was telling that population is declining, yes, on one side women empowerment is there. On another side, we are eating ourselves to kill ourselves. We are eating to death. 1 in 10 adults has diabetes and 1 in 3 has hypertension. A significant proportion of the population has fatty liver disease. That means basically when you keep on having high calorie food, that will go, all that fat that is there, saturated fat, trans fat, whatever is there, that will go and get deposited on your liver. If you don't take precautionary measures initially itself, fatty liver will become liver cirrhosis. Once it becomes liver cirrhosis, need not worry, maximum 6 months. Within that, your visa will be secured. Foreign disease. Pinky Mondal, it is not a foreign disease. Parkinson's disease is something which can affect your nervous system. A person loses their locomotor skills. It is a degenerative neural disorder. Bit by bit, your nervous system starts shutting down. If the first things are like you won't be able to hold a pen, then your body starts shaking because your nervous system is gone completely. You won't have any control on your hands, on your limbs. It can happen due to 2 reasons. One is hereditary. If the parents have had it, it will pass on to the subsequent generation. Number 1. Number 2, heavy brain damage. Generally, Parkinson's disease in USA or even in Europe for that matter has come to those people who are into boxing or into football, American football, rugby, where they keep colliding with their helmets. That is excessive brain damage, brain injury. You keep taking punch after punch into your, or constant hit if you take it to your head, there is a very good chance that you will get Parkinson's disease towards the later stages of your life. Example, Muhammad Ali. Europeans drink a lot, how they reach 80 years of life. See, Europeans drink a lot, etc. When you say, for that weather, it is fine. Understand that very clearly. For their weather, they are drinking. For the humid weather, basically in our country, drinking is not at all an option. Understand that very clearly. And again, the Europeans that we are talking about, that were the older generation Europeans, not the current lot, who are also like us, sitting simply from morning till evening. Europe, America, they are all facing this obesity pandemic. And that obesity pandemic, one of the major reasons people may say sedentary lifestyle, lack of exercise, etc. No. I will tell you one simple thing here. You are not having proteins in your diet. Next, you are having processed food. So back in the good old days, if you actually eat a biscuit, like when I used to, so hide and seek used to be my favorite. I remember even now. So hide and seek, even one small crumb falls on the ground, within no time ants will come. So my mom always used to catch me like that. If I have eaten the biscuit or a chocolate, my mom used to know simply because one crumb would have fallen and from out of nowhere ants will reach that place. She'll be like, what did you eat over here? How many times to tell you, use a plate? Now if you see, you drop a chocolate bar itself on the ground, chances are very less that even, forget ants, even cockroach also won't come and touch it. Why? It only contains chemicals inside it. There is nothing else inside it. So this ultra processed food, see, let us say people will always say sugar is the villain, sugar is the villain. Our body, if you really see, it can process sugar, it can process salt, it can process proteins, it can also process fats, natural carbs. Our body is built for all the natural stuff. Make no doubt about it. But one thing what our body doesn't know to do is how to process the chemicals that you're feeding it. The chocolate that we eat, the biscuit that we eat, the Maggi noodles that you're having, Yippee noodles you're having, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, whatever you take, 80% of it is nothing but chemicals. You're pumping your body with chemicals. What will the body do with them? Body also doesn't know. Kahan par dalu is there? And then you're sitting. You're not even exercising. Even if you exercise also, it is of no use, first of all, because it is chemicals inside your body. Now that chemicals goes inside your body, the effects of it will be shown where? On your skin. Then to improve your skin condition, again you apply on that what? Chemicals. Facial. Banana facial, papaya facial, strawberry facial, whatever facial. And the cycle continues. This is the reality. In fact, what we are having in our country is a protein deficiency epidemic. That is the worst sting energy drink. That is the point. Mayonnaise we have. Mayonnaise is what? Palm oil. Chocolate we are eating. That is palm oil again. We are just eating oil directly, consuming oil directly. So if you want to know the difference here, try to get a dairy milk from India and try to get a dairy milk maybe from Australia, European Union. Any of these places. USA also I think it is available. But try this. Australia or European Union. You will see chalk and cheese difference. This one, the dairy milk from Australia and European Union, that is whole milk. Whole milk means with the fat, with the cream. Whereas the Indian dairy milk, if you actually see, it is just milk solids. Some milk artificial solids are put inside it. That is why if you look at the symbol also, the foreign Cadbury dairy milk, it has two glasses from where milk is pouring out. In India, it is basically one small gamla is there, out of which do boond zindagi ka. That's it. 2 drops. We have added, okay, 2 drops milk we have added into this. Look at the symbol next time. The dairy milk package in India and the dairy milk package abroad. In fact, most of the chemicals which are approved in India are banned in European Union, Australia and USA because of the simple reason that FSSAI is a joke in our country. So coming to the semaglutide, why is this drug becoming correct? Authority is not banning this because what will be the reason? You tell me. They were even thinking, they had already given directions to put actually this thing. What do you call it? Front label. Front labeling. That means if you're buying a chip packet of chips, let us say Lays, here only they will show how much sugar is there, salt is there, this is there, that is there, and how unsafe, how many calories will be there, all of that. So far, they have not carried it out. It is still delayed. Anything on which Pepsi or Cola is written, I'm telling you, don't consume it. Don't ever consume it. Anything where you have to open a bottle and consume something, ensure that it is only water. No, what about the nutrients that this? Some people have this crazy thing about having even energy drinks. There is no energy about it. You want to have an energy drink, go and have a tender coconut. That's it. Have fruits, have veggies, fiber, and then obviously proteins. Proteins, if you are a non-vegetarian, go for eggs. Nothing will happen. But yeah, if you are already having an existing kidney trouble or liver trouble, before you go for a diet, get your doctor's opinion. Doctor most probably will say not to go for it. But this is the bottom line. Clear? We are eating poison. True. Everything, all the health problems, if you see these days, this generation is getting it because they are ensuring that we get into this non-communicable diseases. Because most of the communicable diseases, if you really see, has been sorted out thanks to improved health awareness, sanitation awareness, availability of nutrition, because compared to good old days, these days people are having nutrition, etc. So most of the communicable diseases have declined. So the health industry's next major bet is non-communicable diseases. They want you to develop heart problems. They want you to have liver problems. They want you to have kidney problems. Because be it a transplant, be it a surgery, it will literally wipe out your savings. So this all things are connected. The food industry is linked to the pharmaceutical industry, which is linked to the health sector. Bottom line is that. And whoever has told me so far, oh my God, you shouldn't have this many eggs, etc. I have seen one thing. When I have eggs, my fat percentage is cutting down. Aram se it is cutting down. You are supposed to. So if I am weighing 75 kilograms, I am supposed to take 75 grams of protein a day. It is as simple as that. Whether I work out or not, I have to take 75 grams of protein. When many things will, oh, that will happen, this will happen, this will happen. Your hair is made of protein. Your toe, nail on your feet, that is protein. सर से लेके पांव तक आप तो है बस प्रोटीन. You're nothing but चलता फिरता घूमता हुआ protein you are. The rest of it comes later. So you have to consume protein come what may. That is the bottom line. Got the picture here? So why is this drug going to be in demand? Because semaglutide actually helps in bringing down your sugar levels drastically. How? By bringing down your weight. How does it bring down your weight? It will bring down your fat, yes. But it will also reduce your lean muscle mass. अर्ज किया है. So lean muscle mass means it's obviously your muscle actually. That muscle also gets worn out. But people are happy because एक ड्रग ले लो. पहले मैं बहुत उदास था. मुझे मालूम नहीं था मैं अपना शरीर को कैसे मैं बहुत मोटा था और उदास था. फिर मुझे सेमाग्लूटाइड मिला और देखो मैंने यहां से यहां आ गया. You would have seen those absolutely crap type of advertisements. It is basically like don't put any effort, have one tablet, and that's it. Everything will get sorted. But what is getting sorted here? Even you're losing your lean muscle mass. That will affect your body again in the future. See, Nirupama, the chemically treated fruits, etc. that you're talking about, again, I will ask you a simple logic. For what price are they selling those fruits? I know, calcium carbide, sulfur, for mango, etc. is there. You can smell it out. You can smell it out. It is not that you cannot smell sulfur there. Sulfur can be easily smelled out. Then some people say, no, watermelon is this, watermelon. Even I have heard a bizarre story like this, which is basically hormones are injected into the chicken. So that chicken is dangerous. That especially the white leg on chicken. The egg is dangerous. They have made it. I've been hearing this since, I think I heard it for the first time when I was in 8th standard or 9th standard. Later, today I am basically thinking, yaar, 10 rupees ka anda hai. ठीक है, 10 rupees you keep. Even the packaged, beautifully packaged anda that comes. 10 रुपए के अंडे में 1000 रुपए का हार्मोन कौन भरता है उसके अंदर? 10 rupees egg it is. After injecting the hormone, because who will sell it again at 10 rupees? At what price? What is the so-called big hormone that has been injected? We are all sitting and eating white leg on chicken only since many years. What has happened to us? Technically speaking, we are all supposed to die by now. Correct. We all should have been dead by now. Me to long ago. We can say because of your karma, you are alive still. You can tell that to me. What about you people then? Unnecessary fear psychosis has been created around all natural fruits, natural items. Unnecessary fear psychosis. फ्रूट्स में वो पेस्टिसाइड्स लगा दिया है, वेजिटेबल्स में ये है, टेंडर कोकोनट में भी इंजेक्शन लगाया है, इसके अंदर हार्मोन्स है, एंड कोला में न्यूट्रिएंट है. Have you ever heard any doctor talking about this cola, Pepsi, etc. should be banned in school area? Nutella, jam, peanut butter. Any doctor actually claiming it? Very rare it will be. Very rare. They'll say, occasionally you can have one or two. Occasionally also you're not supposed to have, because it just contains chemicals inside it, nothing else. Girl, puberty due to the chicken. Puberty will happen according to what your lifestyle is, number one. Number two, your genetics also will play a factor, and your environment also will play a factor. Chicken alone will not decide things. In fact, chicken is still harmless. What is more harmful is these are the real harmful things. Eating from restaurants is, see, I will tell you one thing. Eating from restaurant also, it is cooked food. Anything cooked you eat. Eat from a restaurant where the food is constantly moving. और यू नो दैट वहां पर भीड़ बहुत ज्यादा है, वहां पर जाओ, क्योंकि वहां पर खाना विल नॉट बी स्टोर्ड इन द फ्रिज. रियल जूस इज बेटर फॉर ऑयल, ऑब्वियसली. Absolutely not. See, I'm telling you. So I have been eating a little clean since the last 1 month, I would say. When you keep consuming high levels of protein, right? Protein consumption, as it goes up, your cravings will drop. Otherwise, even men also will act as if like females only. मुझे ना अभी ये खाने का मन लग रहा है. Females means pregnant women. Pregnant women generally have this cravings. So normally I used to do that in my house. My wife will be like, "Are you pregnant or what?" Because achanak out of the blue I will say, "I want to eat ice cream. I want to eat this. I want to eat that." Now literally it is not there. Because you're eating clean, your gut bacteria is good. Your gut bacteria is happy. And gut, there is a link. Gut, brain, one more thing. Oh, I forgot one. Sorry. One more thing is that I'm not able to remember it right now, but I'll give you the other one. It's called gut-brain axis. That is, in your intestine, if your health is good, if your gut bacteria is very good, your thought process are also very clean. Getting the point here? Okay, the other part I will tell you now. In case you are somebody who is eating, let us say you take proteins. You're taking good amount of proteins. Definitely exercise. That too, weight training. Sir, yoga acha hai, wo acha hai, ye chahe. Weight training, do it definitely. If you don't want joint pains, etc., or your muscles not to lose its strength, you have to do weight training. No doubt about it. Along with that, do your yoga, whatever you want to do. But weight training is essential. I take whole egg because I don't see a point. There is a friend of mine who is actually taking 22 egg whites. I asked him why. Because he said, in yellow, it is cholesterol. There is no scientific evidence or data to prove that egg will cause cholesterol. There is no evidence for it. So he takes 22 egg whites. In fact, it is the yellow in which you have all the micronutrients that is necessary for the human body. Because egg is the basic form of life. It is the basic form of life. वो सिखा दो तुम्हें अंडे का फंडा. I know. I am skilled, more skilled than Da Vinci. Which will actually bring a whole chicken out of it. So this contains all the essential amino acids that a human body needs. So if you have it whole, the better. That is the bottom line. Now let us come to our article here. I will glucagon like peptide 1 receptor. So GLP GLP-1 receptor, GLP-1 receptor. So in our body, naturally, this hormone is there. It's called GLP. So what does it do? Glucagon. Glucagon basically regulates and controls your insulin. But sometimes if your body does not produce that hormone sufficiently, then you take it artificially through medicines, which will regulate your sugar level. Used for nearly 20 years for management of type 2 diabetes and are now also approved for obesity and weight management. These drugs act through appetite suppression, delayed gastric emptying, and related metabolic pathways. So, how do they manage it? One is appetite suppression, they suppress your hunger. Delayed gastric emptying, that means the digestion process, everything is a little slowed down, and related metabolic pathways. That means your metabolism gets slightly slowed down so that you don't feel hungry. Once or twice you eat, it is sufficient for you. Average weight loss with GLP-1 therapy is approximately 10 to 15% of baseline body weight. Obesity is a major contributing factor to the increasing prevalence of type 2 diabetes. India has a high prevalence of metabolic diseases, including obesity, diabetes, and cardiovascular conditions influenced by dietary patterns and sedentary lifestyles. That is the bottom line. Home cooked, anything is good. Home cooked charts you have, home cooked kebab you have, anything home cooked, deep fried you want to have it at home. Burger also you want to have, buy 2 buns. Make a nice, buy chicken, clean it nicely, cut it into very small pieces, mash it up, add a little bit corn flour, make it like a patty, fry it up, make tomato puree. Ishwar, I am hungry. Tomato puree you make, add a little bit of pepper and salt, maybe throw in a little garlic also, and a little ounce of ginger, so that ginger garlic paste matle. Put it, make a puree, spread it out. For added flavoring, etc., if you want, throw one onion, throw one slice of tomato, or maybe a little bit of that cabbage leaf, everything you throw in, you have a nice desi burger ready. Eat at your home. And for ketchup lovers, let me tell you one important information. If you have your old bike, or you need to clean your bike, all right, ketchup plus salt is a nice metal cleaner. Don't forget that. Ketchup with salt. So if you're having French fries and ketchup along with it, don't worry, you are basically eating a metal cleaner. Got the point? That is how dangerous it is. This should not even be allowed to enter the kitchen. Not even in your fridge, this thing should be there. Coca-Cola, Pepsi, etc. I have told you already, Cola plus Pepsi, you can actually use it for toilet cleaning. Clear? Told you, right? Anything you want to drink, eat it from home. You plan to go outside, tender coconut. That's it. Eat from restaurants where bead is too much. Sometimes if you are very lucky, from the bead also you can get some communicable disease, loose motion, food poisoning, possibility is there. But still, this level of nonsense won't be there. The thin fat phenotype in Indians. So the basic thing is the people who actually come and give us advice about don't eat egg and all, that will happen, this will happen. If you have generally seen, chest will be narrow, shoulders narrow, waist is very broad. Women will generally look a little cute in it. It is called a pear-shaped body. But This is the worst fear ever to be found. Anyway, എൻ്റെ ദൈവമേ. അതെ, ഇപ്പം ഏകദേശം സെറ്റായി. This type of body, hands will be also thin, legs will be even more thin. And then they will be giving us gyan while they eat their 5th samosa. Proteins, egg is very bad, cholesterol will come. Getting the point here? Is characterized by higher body fat percentage and insulin resistance even at lower body weight. GLP-1 therapy is indicated for individuals with type 2 diabetes and for weight management in individuals with BMI above 27 with comorbidities or above 30 without diabetes. Novo Nordisk patent for semaglutide expired on March 22, leading to entry of more than 50 companies in India. That means 50 companies in India will start manufacturing this at a rapid rate. Because people, like I told you, if you tell them go to the gym, start lifting weight, that they don't want. They want instant six-pack, instant transformation. Monthly treatment cost has declined from 11,000 rupees to 18,000 to approximately 5,000. Treatment response varies based on pharmacogenomics and drug tolerability. Common side effects include you may get nausea, appetite loss, burping, diarrhea, which are generally temporary. Clear? Pride and Coca. Correctly, it's been 1 month now. Now 1 month, because from this April only I have started, to be very honest. And let me tell you, it is not that I'm doing some major sacrifice. Once you know that you're only taking chemicals into your mouth, like who will take it? Knowingly, your chemicals mein dal raha hu muh ke andar. That's it. It is not that, oh no, I don't mat dikhao mujhe burger mein kha nahi sakta. That is not the case. The case is very simple. It's like I know what are the ingredients in it. Why will I put it in my mouth? That's the simple logic to it. Rare risks include pancreatic inflammation, thyroid tumors, and eye-related complications. Weight regain can occur after discontinuation of therapy, indicating obesity as a chronic condition requiring long-term management. That is, even if you take the semaglutide, reduce your metabolism or reduce your weight temporarily, all these are temporary. True way of dealing with obesity, fatty liver issues, etc. is very simple. High protein diet, weight training. That's the only thing. Because jogging, yoga, anything you do, it is the fat burning, etc. will only happen only when you're doing it, not after that. Weight training, on the other hand, for a muscle to recover completely takes 48 hours, where it requires a combination of carbohydrates and proteins for the muscle to recover. So even after you drop the weights and you are going home, etc., your body is continuously working hard to repair the muscles that you destroyed in the gym. That is why weight training is required. Use of GLP-1 therapy alongside protein intake. And resistance training. That is the main thing. Resistance training. It is not no, not that one. Proper resistance training. Resistance training means you are fighting against opposing force. That means even resistance bands can be used, or you're lifting weights. Simple. Can result in approximately 18% fat mass reduction while maintaining lean body mass. GLP-1 therapy is intended as an adjunct to lifestyle interventions such as diet and physical activity. Without that, you cannot achieve anything. Weight training plus running, we lose muscle. No, you will lose muscle if you don't maintain your protein intake properly. That is when you will lose muscle. It's already 9:33. Wonderful. Very quickly, people. More than 57% of districts have been classified as heat prone. When it comes to workers' safety, so we know that more than 90% of the workforce in the country work in the informal sector. So the new labor codes which have come out, 4 labor codes, in that there has been no mention about outdoor heat standards. No mention about heat standards at all. That is outdoor, whether the person should work or not work if the temperature is too high. No mention. Therefore, no protection. If it has not been mentioned, then there is no protection. Clear? Supreme Court of India in the Ranjit Singh 2024 ruling has been cited as a basis for recognizing right to cool under Article 21 of India. That is cool temperature. You have the right to basically access to cool yourself down when the temperature etc. is very high. 400 to 490 million informal workers face direct exposure and livelihood risk because of the high temperature. Interestingly enough, heat waves are not included in the nationally notified disaster list. States are free to declare it as a disaster. It is left to the states to declare. Ironically enough, because for a country with over 95 of the 100 most hottest cities in the world, heat wave is not considered as a disaster. Clear, people? So that is the logic. I wanted to actually take further diagrams today. The water crisis, etc. Karnataka again. So Karnataka is another state again which is literally, especially in Bangalore, taking water supply for granted. As if water is available there for plenty. If you really look at it, 2025 Karnataka has extracted 66% of its sustainably available groundwater. 50% of Bengaluru's 14,000 borewells becoming dry in 2024 because of weak monsoon. This is the point here. Clear? This is the idea. That is a little heavy on the theoretical part. Wasted food, wasted futures. So food, how much are we wasting? Worldwide, 1.05 billion ton. Breakdown of global food waste. Maximum wastage happens at households, 60%. Followed by food services, ordering it. Then the retail, restaurants, 60, 28, 12. This is happening when 783 million people globally face hunger. 3.1 billion people cannot afford a healthy diet. If you are able to afford a healthy diet, simply means you are luckier than 3.1 billion people on planet Earth. India ranks second globally in food wastage with 78 to 80 million tons of food wasted annually, which is valued at 1.55 lakh crore. Food wastage around the world, China, US, Japan. Per capita household food waste. Per capita means like per household. If you really take, it is 55 kilo on an average in India. That food is wasted. United States 73, Germany 75. Why? Because as nuclear families increases, right? Small families increases, wastage will increases. Wastage will increase. 2 people are only there. It's very difficult to cook for 2 people. Because some days one person will say, mostly like in me and my wife's case, I will say, today I wanted you only very less. What will she do with the remaining food? So these days she's ensuring that it is less. But in the initial days, we also either ended up wasting it, or sometimes we'll have it in the morning. But wherever you have smaller families, food wastage is guaranteed. India ranks 111 out of 125 countries in the Global Hunger Index. In Punjab, over 8,200 tons of food grains were spoiled in FCI. India only processes 8% of its agricultural produce compared to 65% in US, 23% in China. Food loss and waste contribute 8 to 10% of greenhouse gas emissions. If you take food wastage alone, and if you keep food wastage as an entity, it is the third largest greenhouse gas emitter. As a country, if you keep it. That means after US, China, next will be food wastage. Agreed. All right. Well, try doing one thing. To release this. I'll try to upload this PDF in one of my channel is there. PWOLIS channel is there. There I will upload this content so that you can go through it. The images part, it is self-explanatory because even women-related articles, this is how I placed it. So 10 crore women organized over 90 lakh self-help groups. 70% of loans under Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana given to women entrepreneurs. So this type of data, when you have it, you can easily revise it, recollect it. And I have maintained this for most of the data which you really need. Like this type of data and images, this is not going to change for a very long time. Be it the inequality level or even be it the level of middle class and the poverty levels in our country. Say for example now, according to eShram portal, 94.11% of registered informal workers in this country earn less than 10,000 rupees per month. Then less than 10% of workers in India are employed in formal jobs. These akadas are not going to change that easily. Agriculture employment. The average monthly income of a farm household is 10,218, equivalent to about 75 rupees per person per day. India of contrasts. India has 271 billionaires. And they hold 1/4 of the net national income. On one side, you have that's it, 25%. They are traveling in Rolls Royce, etc. You know, their biggest problems in life is, I couldn't afford the rare edition of Rolls Royce. The last rare edition also got sold out. Kasht zindagi. That's it. The top 1% accounts for more than 22% of national income. Youth unemployment is around 45%. Unemployment among graduates is 29%. So 45% youth struggling. Unemployment among graduates 29%. Whereas 25% of the country's wealth held by 271 billionaires. Got the point here? So this I will put it up in the channel of mine. I will try doing this now henceforth so that at least visual maps, you have it with you. And I expect you to prepare it, study this visual data. At least you should have it in your fingertip. Because this visual data is what you will use in your mains answer. You are opening your mouth, you are writing an answer, you will only talk on the basis of facts. I don't care about your emotions, etc. You just leave it inside your home. When you step outside, be it as a UPSC, forget UPSC aspirant, you're all going to become government servants. Let us take it. Let us all hope for the best. You are all going to become government servants. You will only open your mouth on the basis of facts. You will write an answer only on the basis of facts. You will validate each and every point only on the basis of numbers and facts. Clear? Employment is because of overcrowding. Nothing like that. What overcrowding? Overcrowding in one area or one sector? Could be. But otherwise also, like I have told you, we are a huge population. Young age population. So any field if you go to, you are bound to find competition there. So only the best are going to survive. That's a simple thing. Clear? Case study here, it is basically about 3 states, their parameters, etc. How good or bad it is. The Human Development Index, what is the national average? West Bengal, it is 0.719. It is 0.732 national average. That means West Bengal is lacking behind. Like that. Average rural daily wage. India national average is 398, whereas in West Bengal, it's only 347. Per capita net domestic product, 1.63 lakh. Whereas in India, it is national average is 2.05. Infant mortality rate is good. But it still ranks, West Bengal ranks 14 out of 30 states. Similarly, other numbers for West Bengal, only because it is, elections are happening, that is why they covered it. Different case scenario is India. Kerala, 868, highest average daily wage rate among states. 868 is long time ago. As far as I know, it will easily hit 1,000 rupees here. I have told you already, the person who comes to my father's home, to pull the coconut from the coconut tree. He comes in a bullet, white linen shirt, folded, Ray-Ban glass, white color dhoti. Pat. He will come. Keep it. Park the vehicle. Remove the white shirt. Remove the white dhoti. Pure white it is. Crisp, well ironed, well maintained. Then he will wear one small chaddi and start climbing the tree. 1,000 to 1,500 we have to pay him for a day's work. Infant mortality rate is 4.4. India average is 35.2. Lowest maternal mortality ratio in India, second in HDI among states. 93% of women in Kerala use hygienic menstrual protection methods. That means they are using sanitary pads. 78% of the children receive basic sanitation. Kerala has a second lowest share of stunted children. Kerala ranks top among states net enrollment. Among the top 10 states in plastic waste generation, which is not a good thing, by the way, but it clearly shows the income levels are very high. Gender parity index in education is 1.44, ranking first among 29 states. Share of urban households living in kacha houses is 0% compared to national average of 0.9. That means nobody in the city lives in a kacha house. Everything is proper pakka house. Kerala ranks second among 28 states in rural internet teledensity. Then Assam. Assam's condition is even more pathetic compared to West Bengal. Why only these three states have been covered? It is only because elections are around the corner. That is the only reason. If you are from these states, just know it. Because these values or data will help you in your respective state services. For others who are not from these states, basically it gives you two examples here. One example of a best state and another of a poor performing state. But let me tell you one thing. For everything, for the love of God, don't quote Kerala. Please quote other neighboring states, Tamil Nadu, Himachal Pradesh, etc. States which are doing well. Himachal Pradesh is doing very well when it comes to literacy. Northeastern states are performing again well in multiple other factors. So look for other examples. Don't quote Kerala for everything. All right. Poor performing states also keep a couple of bad examples. That again, it is content oriented. Mythos is also content oriented. I'll take it next class. Submarines. I've already taken it. Just a little bit of explanation about the features of the submarines. So go through it. Gaganyaan, this I will take because this has a lot of scientific parameters to be explained. I have tried putting a visual representation for it. Okay, explanation I will give it for you. So don't worry about that. Fast breeder reactors, which was there in news. Stage 1, Stage 2, Stage 3. India's 3-stage nuclear program. How does it work? Pretty much self-explanatory. I have put it here. But don't worry, I will still explain it in the next class. Okay? That's pretty much about it. Not really number one. In some matters, it is number one. Not in every other thing. There are other states, etc., which are doing better than Kerala in multiple other parameters. So please check the data for once. Why only these three states the Hindu has covered is because they are going into election. That is the reason. Yeah, Nagaland, correct. Yeah, Kerala. I am from Kerala. So if I say Kerala or Keralam doesn't make any difference. It is not going to become viral. Okay. Or it will not become a huge issue also. प्लीज हेल्प सर जी, मैं बीटेक फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर तक जो भी मैंने एग्ज़ाम दिए हैं वही मैंने नकल उतारी। अब मैंने नकल छोड़ दी है। आप मैं कोई भी एग्ज़ाम दे रहा हूँ तो मेरी बैक पेपर आ रहा है। सो व्हाट विल आई डू? सिट एंड स्टडी एंड क्लियर इट। थैंक यू आबा। Disha, please ask your parents if they can afford a coaching means. I would suggest you to take up Titan. Get done with the coaching. I always tell you, all of the people, the same thing only. The self-preparation ka, if you can afford it, ये self-preparation का नाटक छोड़ दो. Because self-preparation, let me tell you, requires a lot of self-discipline, which thanks to the current generation, and the current Insta, everything, social media, etc., it is very, very difficult. If you can actually afford it, please go for Titan batch. Get done with your coaching in 1 year. Then give time for mains answer writing practice, prelims mocks practice, all that you do. Give it another 1 year. You will be all fine to give your 2028 attempt aram se. That is what I would suggest. You can watch the lectures. There is nothing wrong with it, because I think you will be needing it in your group discussions. There you will be needing it, because any which way you have to read one newspaper at least. My brother who had cracked SSB interview, even he was also reading only one newspaper every day, which was the Hindu. And I had also told him the same thing, keep a pro-governmental attitude when you go for the SSB interview. That's it. Other than that, nothing else is required. Glad to know that. Pratmesh Shinde. Welcome, Ekta Sahu. Nazish Manzoor. Don't be my fan and all. I'm glad that you like my teaching. That will be enough. Just do your job. Move on in your life. See, some students clear. If you are, I told you what, if you are self-disciplined, खुद से अगर हो पाएगा तो कर लो, मुझे कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. मैं नहीं कर पाता, that I am sure of, because you have to fix the timetable, you have to stay disciplined, you have to put 5 to 6 hours every day. Simple logic. Do you think you will be covering so many topics if you were reading the newspaper by yourself? In 7 o'clock we started the classes, so maybe till 9:50. In 2 hours 50 minutes, so many topics we covered. Do you think you will be able to cover it if you were doing it solo by yourself? Just think about it. That's the line. That's the difference between self-preparation and taking up coaching. Coaching is supposed to save your time. कुछ याद नहीं कर पाता हूँ और स्पेलिंग भी बहुत गलत होती है. और पढ़ो और मेहनत करो. इसके लिए कोई टिप और सॉल्यूशन नहीं है. यू आर लुकिंग फॉर सम मैजिक वाब्रा कडाबरा खुडाबरा खुडाबरा, नथिंग. मेहनत मेहनत मेहनत. यू आर नॉट एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड इट, रीड इट अगेन, check it out in Google. Spelling galat ho raha hai, improve your English language, keep writing, keep reading, that's it. Ishwara, abhi moine 10th class alle irunnu padikkan nokku. Spoken English only by speaking it. Book list for NDA. I am not really aware of any book list as such. Go for whatever is available in Amazon. Arihant Publications के big book. Arihant Publication book as such is good. या फिर McGraw Hill's Publication के books देख लो for NDA. It should be there. Disha, then do self preparation. यार इतना कंफ्यूजन नहीं है. पैसा नहीं है, सेल्फ प्रिपरेशन करो. पैसा है तो कोचिंग ज्वाइन करो, बस. और क्या कर सकते हैं? You want to buy a phone. You have the budget of a Samsung. Will you sit and go, oh, I don't have iPhone? No, right? Okay, budget में सिर्फ यही available है. You will buy that and go. End of the story. NEET exam for many people. Could you wish everyone luck? If it is NEET exam for everybody, what are you doing in my class, man? Bloody hell. All right, finally, everybody, whoever is giving your NEET exam tomorrow, I wish you all not luck, but I wish that, and I pray sincerely from the bottom of my heart, that you only think about that question, what you read tomorrow, and what will be its correct answer. May all the logical faculties of your nervous system, spinal cord, brain, everything work in your favor tomorrow. Whatever you would have heard once, whatever you would have seen once, whatever you would have maybe even grasped in your subconscious level, may all that information become available to you tomorrow at the right moment, at the right time. And tomorrow, come what may, you're only going to think about the question paper. You're not going to think about your father, your mother, your family, your X, your Y, your Z, nothing. It is just you and the question paper. Completely logical, completely rational, attempting each question only on the basis of pure logic and what you have studied. I only wish, hope, and pray for that. So that whatever you know, everything comes to your A tomorrow. Everything comes to your way tomorrow. God bless. Take care. My brother's notes. Brother, that happened some 9 years ago. One book you all have to buy from this thing. What do you call it? എന്താ പണ്ടായിരുന്നതിന്റെ പേര്? Amazon. Pavitra, you don't have to take the notes. Like I told you, if I give any numbers or facts, that you note down. Like the whatever pictures you saw, that you note down. Do we have to revise current affairs monthly or 15 days? Too much data. That's why I'm asking. I've always told the same thing. Attend my current affair class. 2. Note the data maybe. Number 3. Read MCA, monthly current affair compilation. Daily 10 pages. That is, we are already into May month. May month means March current affair would be available now. You can start reading March month current affair. 10 pages per day. Of any academy, any institute. It doesn't make any difference. For NDA, how hard I should work? As hard as you can. I have 1 year या मैं किसी और एग्जाम की प्रिपरेशन करूं. कोमल, ये मेरे हाथ में नहीं है. अगर आप मेहनत करो और आपके कुंडली भी सही है तो आप क्लियर करेंगे. If your parents have only given you 1 year, I would tell you not just UPSC, जितने भी स्टेट सर्विसेज है, एग्जाम्स है, सबका सब जाकर लिखो, ताकि आप आपके पेरेंट्स से कह सके, देखो देखो ये एग्जाम मैंने क्लियर किया, मुझे बस 1 और साल दे दो. 1 साल की कीमत तुम क्या जानो? तुम आप क्या जानो पापा मामा? So give me 1 more year. Let me try UPSC once again. Best case scenario is that. And when the parents put such, 1 साल मैं दूंगा तुझे, all that Amrish Puri thing when they try to do, the only thing that you can do is you also be a little smart. Give every exam possible and show them, मैंने ये वाला exam clear किया है. That's it. Online. I am Nikhil, 19 years old. I'm an average student. Should I choose SSC or UPSC? Both you can choose. I want to crack JEE, then can I crack UPSC after that? You first crack JEE. UPSC उसके बाद है ना, 4 साल और बाद, be a graduate and come, then we will see. Giving your attempt in 27. Start from March onwards. How can I tackle maths for NDA? By practicing. Politics classes, oh. You mean polity classes? Polity classes I do only for the paid batches, not for free in YouTube. Only for the paid batches I do that. I already answered you, Komal. I answered that. That also I answered, Velvet. Chaya Yadav. Basic guideline to start. I also want to be a villain so that I can stop teaching. I'm waiting for Kannada movies or Telugu movies. Some offer comes. Hardly dialogue will be there. All you have to do is say, hey! That is the main thing. That I think I can do. So I'm also waiting for that. I will run like Cinderella. Trust me. The NCRT videos already it is available in PWOLI's English channel. You will already find the NCRT videos of geography as well as polity. So polity, if you finish NCRT video, then you can start with Lakshmikant. So Lakshmikant you do chapter wise. After that you can visit the Udan series, which is again available for free in this thing. That you finish off. Geography, once you are done with geography, you can go for any standard book. Maybe let us say Majid Hussein's book you can go for. This is just my suggestion for those people who are doing self-preparation, not attending coaching. Coaching, if you're taking, you don't have to follow this. All right, like I always keep telling, in my class, you don't have to do this. Okay, this maybe you will have to do. NCRT, yeah. NCRT maybe you will have to do. NCRT polity you will have to do. Lakshmikant you need not. Because I will be covering what is there in Lakshmikant along with extra content. Those who are my Titan and Pinnacle batch students, they will be knowing it. So This is only for people who are self-preparing. Geography, you can go for Majid Hussein's book. Enough. So this is enough. For polity, geography. History for ancient plus medieval, you have Abhishek Srivastav sir's book. That is enough. No need of any NCRT, anything. He will cover everything for you. So that is done. Modern history, generally we go for spectrum. Geography, polity, economics. So yeah. Economics, I would tell you. First, make a list of topics from PYQs. Google or YouTube. Because economics is again an international subject. International subject it is. So inflation has the same meaning everywhere. So whatever key concepts or core concepts you want to learn, by self you want to learn, I would suggest you make the list of topics, whatever you see it in the question paper, and Google them separately. Like if you see monetary policy, you don't know what monetary policy is. Google them or straight away put it in YouTube. It will explain it in Hindi, English, whichever language you want, you will get it there. Cover it off like this. This much at least you finish off first. Why did you want to do government job despite being an engineer? Kujili. Kujili, kujili. Kujili, kujili. I have Abhishek's were modern and polity. I am confused. Leon, I told you, this is for self-study. My suggestion it is. You are having some other book means sit and read that. Finished. Itna koi, it is not that, oh, that book is having something totally different from this book. Nothing like that. Any two textbooks you take, 90% of content is going to be the same. Understand that. Harshita Sharma. Pro-governmental attitude SSB preparation. Absolutely. Then you will go there and say, I hate this BJP government. This is a dictatorial government. Country has gone to the dogs. Don't do that. You are going to take orders. Understand that very clearly. I live in Chandra Layout. How can I meet you? Offline classes will be starting pretty soon there. May 11th or 13th. So I will be coming. It is already 11 or 12 days I'll be coming to Chandra Layout. So my classes will be most probably in the evening. Afternoon. So yeah, that time you can meet me. What after UPSC? Rather than telling what after UPSC, already keep a parallel job while doing UPSC. This is how you're supposed to live. Give other exams. If you're in a private sector, get a private sector job. Whatever it is, start earning your money. Stay happy. Definitely enjoy your life with extracurricular activities. What I meant is singing, dancing, all of that. If you thought anything other than that, it is because you have a dirty mind. All right? Don't do that other nonsense. What is the other nonsense? UPSC hai, to sab kuch hai, warna kuch nahi. Don't do that. UPSC doesn't care about you. Getting the point there. Only doing UPSC, it is almost like trying to make that hottest girl or guy to fall in love with you, who doesn't even know that you exist. That is UPSC exam for you. But don't do this. Do this. Then like somebody else, so after UPSC, to kya? You still have a life. UPSC agar ban gaya, even more great. You were already having a life. Now you'll have a slightly more better life depending upon which service you got, where you're getting your posting, etc. Simple. Keep it simple, people. Don't complicate your life unnecessarily. How to find passion? എന്തോന്നാണ് ഇതൊക്കെ? I am confused to manage PCM 12th and NDA. First you manage your 12th. NDA again, it is conducted by UPSC only, right? Army I know, but then the standards I'm talking about. So for that, again, ensure that you have good marks in 12th. NDA again, it is not an easy game. Clearing the prelims is one thing. SSB interview is not easy. So do both. I don't know enough about you. Why you want to know about me? शादीशुदा हूँ, एक बच्चे का बाप हूँ, 40 साल का बुढ़ा हो जाऊंगा अगले साल. क्या करोगे जानकर? पढ़ाई करो, निकल जाओ, दफा हो जाओ लवासना. Very good. It is better if you see it regularly. Weekly once will do. Regularly, every day, not needed, not required. Because sometimes they will unnecessarily give hype to useless news, which is not really needed. Media will tend to hype some topics. We need only the conclusion part. Final. अंत में क्या हुआ? सिमरन भाग गई या नहीं? That's all we need to know. सिमरन भाग गया ना राहुल के साथ, बस खत्म बात, कहानी खत्म. बीच में क्या हुआ, बाबूजी ने क्या कहा? Why do we need all that? भाग गई, ट्रेन पकड़ा, खत्म. Yeah, mad people. Still you are young. Very good. കേരളത്തിൽ എവിടെയാണ്? തൃശ്ശൂർ. You are in 12th standard. Zenith, sit and study 12th first. How to change our skills? By changing it. How many maximum attempts did you give? Wander with Kaustav. Wander with Kaustav, you just finish your UPSC attempt and come and meet me. That time I will tell you. Currently, if I tell that, people will be like that it will be. And again, people will be like, sir, अगर आपने clear नहीं किया तो हम कहाँ से? जरूरी नहीं है. ज्यादा पढ़ोगे तो फैकल्टी बनोगे. कम पढ़ना है, बार बार पढ़ना है. निकल कर जाओगे. Very good. Why don't you focus on cat more? By ignoring them, that's it. Zuko Here. Just give it time. You're not 50 years old or something, right? You still have time to find your passion. There is still plenty of time. KFC, I think that guy succeeded in inventing that roasted chicken or discovering roasted chicken only when he was about to in his 60s or in his 70s. There's time. You find what your passion and all is overrated. What will give you good? That's it. Lead IAS junior in Kerala. Kurtitunda. Your hobby, reading. I have no interest in coding, but in final year IT engineer. What to do next? Get into banking or something. Corporate banks. Plenty of multinational corporations are there, right? Get into that. You are a CA aspirant, chartered accountant. Why you want to watch this? I don't know whether it will help you in any way. एक बार संकल्प बैच में अभी आ जाओ. हाँ, definitely संकल्प, प्रारंभ, Pinnacle, everything I'll come. Then my wife also will kick me out of house finally. Good English. Thinking of doing UPSC after graduation. Good. After graduation, do it. Okay. Should I focus now on CAT 2026? See, whatever will give you a job first, do that. ये whole चक्कर of being the, youngest officer in the country, 20 साल पर इसने graduation भी खत्म किया, इसने IAS भी बन गया, और उसके बाद क्या? Why? We know it by statistics that 26 to 28 is considered to be the right age. Many people in this age bracket, they are the ones, the majority, who are clearing it. क्योंकि थोड़ा अक्ल भी थोड़ा पक्का बन जाता है, नॉट कच्चा. You're a ripe now. You're ripe. That is the reason. So get your graduation done, get into a proper job somewhere where you're at least able to manage your expenses. Then give this attempt. That is best. You will also be in your senses. Adande. Praram batch. Attend the class. That's it. I told you, Zenith, sit and study. Ishara. Depending upon your mark, you do it. Time management के बारे में. Stay away from social media. I already answered. So repeat your question, people. All right, let's call it a day. It's already 10:10. So take care. I will put this up in just a minute. That is why I opened the chat. Here you will find it. Join this main channel. After that, there is something called view discussion of this channel. There you will be able to download it. Okay. Let's call it a day.